All right, hello everybody. Am I unmuted in OBS? Yes, I am. Let's turn down the music here for a minute. I'm sure my players are like, she's talking, we can't hear her. I'm just getting shit ready, that's all. Hello. It's happening. Things are happening. Hello? Is it not working? Hold on. Voice and video. Okay, there we go. Discord. Discord being Discord.
Hello.
Sorry, fam.
Hey, we're here.
Yep.
It's been so long.
You know there had to be some sort of tech hiccup since we haven't gotten to play in forever.
In forever, yeah.
Literally.
Who the fuck wrote love boobies in the group chat? Y'all speak up now, Ismara.
Not me, because yours are great. Yours are great. Is this a surprise?
Like, for real, for real. Hello, friends. It's been, I keep thinking, I want to say 2 months. I don't think it's actually been 2 months, but it's been a while.
I think it has been 2 months.
Either way.
It feels like
Is it
has
really?
been. It might have been, yeah. Because we had one planned, and then we had to cancel that one, and then we had to wait another month or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
no.
life.
Yeah.
But we're back.
So it
We're
might
back.
have been 2 months.
I could just look at when I uploaded episode 4 to YouTube, but there's already a lot of tabs and a lot of things happening.
According to Twitch, episode 4 was 2 months ago.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Oh,
Welcome back. 2 months of the baking. And today's session gets to be extra special because we're back to what aims to be our full-length sessions in between the 3 to 4 hour sweet spot. Because we are playing at our intended time today. Yay! Again, thanks again, even though it was in the past to Dutch and Bowdy for being late night troopers for a while there. Because it would have been even more than 2 months otherwise. But we're back, and before we jump into our session today, since it's been a minute, I again just want to go over like a few of the homebrew rules we're using and some quick announcements and such. Also some shout outs and some thank yous. All the music today that you'll hear is via Tabletop Audio. Great little website, so shout out to them. Almost all of any maps you see today and lots of tokens and some like art is from DM's Guild, specifically a user that goes by the name of Tessa over at DM's Guild, so shout out to both of them for letting anyone who streams Call the Netherdeep graciously share material with them. It was very kind of them. And also a reminder that everybody here streams, so if you watch our other 4 episodes and you're like, these people seem fun, I'd like to hang out with them in non-D&D adjacent activities, make sure to give everybody here a follow. And then one more exciting announcement before I turn it over to my players if they have anything they want to share with you. Dutch and Bowdy and myself, another community we are a part of called Level Select, we are doing our fall charity campaign right now. We are raising money for Special Effect, which is a UK-based organization that is all about improving and providing accessibility in gaming, helping provide specialized equipment, specialized controllers, eye tracking software, etc. to children and adults with disabilities and allow them to share in the joys of the world of gaming that we all get to without even thinking about it or worrying about it. And not just children, but also adults as well. And for purposes outside of gaming, they also provide them just accessible technology for quality of life purposes and stuff like that, which is fantastic. You can type !charity for more info. Yes, Dutch, go ahead.
There's one thing that they did is like they made a whole like PC setup just like completely custom made so that somebody could control it with their breath. It's fucking nuts, dude.
It's some of the technology they do is so cool.
It is
nutty. Like so fancy. And we've worked with them a few times in the past. They're such a lovely and wonderful organization. They're so appreciative of all the help. So !charity tells you about Special Effect, and !donate will give you the campaign link. Normally when we do charity streams, we have a special like interactive overlay that all the streamers use that updates in real time and like across everyone's channels and stuff. But obviously for D&D, that overlay does not really work. So donation alerts to the charity and stuff won't exactly show up, but I do have the page open, and like before the break, before the end of the session, we'll give it a quick check. And if there are any donations that come in during D&D today, we'll do our best to thank you. And we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. A lot of the streamers also have a ton of different incentives and milestones going. Like we're currently sitting at £317 raised right now, like British pounds. If we hit £500, I have to play the mortuary assistant, and I'm a baby with horror games, so I'm gonna cry. It'll be fun. Another one of our streamers, Zofia, has to play Outlast on Insanity level. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's bad.
Dude, Sophia just like went on record a couple days ago stating that Outlast is one of her favorite games, and I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's because Sophia.
Games out there.
I love Sophia with all my heart, but there's something wrong with her, and she knows it. Like her, like she's the only person who can play and is like she almost exclusively does horror, and things try to scare her, and she's like, "Hello, naughty list, bonk, sit down." Like she's not scared of anything. There is something just.
Yeah, she's nutty.
Yep. And we also have one really exciting incentive. Bowdy and I are going to work together. If we hit certain amounts, Bowdy is already a glutton for punishment and wants to learn to play games like Sekiro blindfolded, like literally blindfolded. But he's going to be blindfolded, and I will see his screen, and he has to only via my instructions try and beat certain bosses in Sekiro if we raise enough money. So that should be chaos incarnate.
That's something I want to see. Like, actually.
It's going to be tough.
Tidbit about the charity stuff is... like Laura said, starting at 500, we're going to have incentives every, like, extra 100. So there's going to be loads. There's people that will completely shave their entire head bald. There's people that's going to torture themselves with, like, spicy chilies or whatever.
All sorts of things.
Some D&D related incentives as well. I'm going to be doing, if you hit a certain milestone, organizing a Christmas one-shot with people that donate to the campaign and have them, give them the ability to play and a lot of cool shit.
I think this is the most filled list of incentives that we've had so far for any charity selects.
Yeah.
Because there's literally, for the first £3,000, starting from 500, there's 1 or 2 incentives every 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
And this is the 4th time we do a charity select, so this is I guess our 2nd year in doing them. And as a team, as Level Select as a team, pretty like small team, small streamers and all that, but we've raised a total amount of $11,000 for charity in the past 2 years. So that's
and we're a pretty small community. Like, I use the word spread, like obviously it's a loaded term in the streaming universe and doesn't actually have the meaning everyone places on it. But for lack of a better word, a community that would definitely be perceived as smaller by, I'm sure, a lot of other creators. So that just makes us feel real happy and shows you don't need to be, you know, like a top tier in like Twitch income earner and a huge name to make a difference in the world. And the last incentive I'll touch on before we move on, because it's also D&D related, and I think there's some people here who might be very interested if we hit it. So I've said after this campaign, this is the next thing I'm running. It's a mini series, wedding related. There's a wedding happening in the Feywild, but then something goes awry, and it's up to you to help try and save this wedding. And it's a Jane Austen inspired and Jane Austen tropes, like within D&D 5e rule set. I'm very excited for it. And if we hit, I believe the amount was 1,800. I said if we hit it, then I will make sure, I'll let whoever players I get, I'll make sure they know and they're excited as me, but we will all be in costume. So either wedding wear or Jane Austen Regency inspired costume. Myself and all the players that do this. So it's going to be very exciting.
Quick, I don't know who Mortuary Demon is, but they just donated £85 to the fundraiser, so we're now at 400. Thank you very much. Woo! See you soon. Smile. Yeah. Whoever you are, you're a legend, and we appreciate you.
Mortuary Demon, see you soon. That's just rude. That's rude. How dare you? Queen segue. So this is called An Unexpected Wedding Invitation. It was a Kickstarter I backed. I believe you can buy it now on their website. The website is Drive-Thru RPG, and it's described as An Unexpected Wedding Invitation is a mystery adventure inspired by Jane Austen for the 5th edition of the world's greatest role-playing game. And it's gorgeous. This book is beautiful and has so much cool like art stuff in it. It's lovely. Anyways, there's a lot to talk about because we haven't played in so long. So we're sorry that there's a lot of announcements. We're good. So before we get into this campaign, specific things, would any of my wonderful players have anything they'd like to share? Any other announcements or things going on in your life? Also, hi Ryan, hi Kay, hi Sammy.
One very, very small thing. I might be a bit quiet tonight because I've had a flu for the past 2 weeks, so my throat is kind of screwed. So yeah, that.
Stop
that. So we're gonna have Ryan not waffle. That's crazy.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I mean, you know, 3 people here also partake in a D&D campaign every Sunday called Dungeon Select, which I DM, and then Laura plays, and so 2 people here. Some of the people here have already been guests as well. We've had Ismare on the channel before. We've had Bowdy on the channel before. So if you're done watching this and you're like, oh, I want to watch some more D&D, come on over to Dungeon Select tomorrow evening.
I won't be there though. I'm really sad.
Oh, you won't be there, dude. Listen, that's not my fault. It's
not your fault. It's my family's fault. I have family obligations tomorrow, and I have to do it.
Family.
So is what it is.
Gross.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anybody else before we jump into Call the Netherdeep? Finally.
How did the Netherdeep get my phone number?
Huh?
What?
That was my
Serious
bad.
question?
Oh, it looks like my captions stopped for some reason.
Oh, I will send you
They
another
gasped.
invite.
Oh wait, hold on. You may not need to.
Sometimes just you
Oh,
clicking
okay.
into the tab will like wake it up again. So whatever
Let me
tab you have
see.
open, just like
No, I think you have to. Oh no, we're good. Sorry,
Woo.
it's because I switched mics. It's my fault.
oh yeah. Yeah, so one
Websites are not psychic.
obviously we are using pixel chat for our captions there. They are not perfect, and taking real time caught up to the speed of speech captions is no small feat, so there's always going to be some errors, but we do our best to try and help anyone who maybe requires the captions. So apologies if they're not perfect, but it's better than nothing, Okay then.
Yeah.
Well then, before we jump into
announcement.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Do it.
Can we get a congrats in chat for Laura on her recent engagement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I
Wow,
don't.
no hype.
That's part of why I laughed. I was like, "Yeah, this is wedding related. It's not intentional. Like bought
Waiting for the
before.
cue, I was just like, speaking of wedding.
Yeah, this was bought before I was engaged. I swear. It's D&D adjacent. Do you want to know one of the thing he said before? Like he said the actual important like "Will you marry me?" words. He said because we're such nerds. And our wedding's gonna be partially D&D themed, by the way.
Love it.
He
Love
said,
it.
"Will you like roll the dice and embark on a lifelong campaign with me?" And I was like, "You're such a nerd."
Hey, heart. That's so
Oh.
precious.
I know. Anyways,
Nice.
it was a simultaneous. My head was like, "Oh, it's adorable," but also be like, "You fucking nerd," and just like the warring.
As you should be.
James is my favorite.
Yeah.
James is most of my audience's favorite, so this works out well for me that he wants to
We're here
be
for James
literally.
Fan favorite.
and Bailey.
Literally. So now he has to be here all the time. So now I can be like, "Don't leave. He's still here. He's never leaving. He's legally not allowed." Well, I mean, anyway. So, our campaign.
Brush over that.
Let's do it. So before we jump into our episode, I'm just gonna remind you, also just to remind myself of what homebrew rules we are using. We are using, for crits, we're doing a thing where if you roll a natural 20, you automatically get like one dice that is max damage, whatever the spell or attack you're doing, and then you'll roll for damage and add that to one amount of max damage, and that's how we're doing crits. We're not doing roll 2 dice, we're not doing double the dice, because I feel like it's just a bit more fair, because nothing's a bigger bummer, and I'm very well acquainted with critting and then rolling minimum damage, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, thanks,
I don't
game.
know what you're talking
Ineffective.
about. That never happens.
That never happens to me. And no 1D&D here. Monsters and enemies crit too. I'm not a fan of that new rule, so that's never
that
happening.
sucks.
Oh, is
That
that
was
a
dumb.
new rule?
In 1D&D, they're making it so magic can't
Yeah.
crit and monsters can't crit. Only like player
Oh,
melee
bullshit.
things. I'm like, F that.
Oh no.
Don't like
I
it.
disagree.
No.
These
fuck
the
that.
rules are just guidelines.
Yep.
True.
So that's our crit homebrew. We're also homebrewing the usage of health potions. We've said you can either use a bonus action and roll for how much the potion heals you, because you're kind of doing like the quick swig, throw it away. You're not trying to achieve maximum healing, get every drop of that potion. Or you can use your full action to drink the potion and you don't roll and you just receive maximum healing, because you're being a bit more careful and you're not going to like, none's going to drip down your mouth or anything. And the last one revolves around combat and initiative. If people roll the same number on initiative rather than use dex or another stat to then decide who goes first, they will just have the same turn and they can choose to do shared actions. There's lots of room for rule of cool and bending the rules here for combining either spells or attacks, or like a very like Marvel superhero Avenger moment and combining your moveset. Or they can just do their own thing, and each turn they'll decide who wants to go first, because it might change. Maybe if one of them has a really good idea, they want to go first. The next time they're like, I'm still undecided, you go. And those are the 3 homebrew rules we are using. And now
I
we're
like them all a
gonna
lot.
yeah, and now we're gonna get into our episode finally, and a quick recap before we do, because I'm sure most of us need it. It's been 2 months. So our party members have met very recently and have been traveling on the road for a few days, heading southeast towards the city of Bazzoxan in the continent of Wildmount. They are heading there in search of answers, for they experienced a shared vision upon competing in a contest against another band of adventurers during the Festival of Merit in a city called Jigao. This vision depicted a figure who called himself Elixion, pleading for help, seemingly trapped in a nightmarish place or realm. They also picked up an artifact, believed to be something rare and powerful, called a Vestige of Divergence, and that artifact is currently held by Fury, aka Dutch's character. Their days on the road have gone well so far. Been on the road for about 5 days. I've had a few skirmishes and encounters, but nothing they couldn't handle. They even found some lost jewelry and helped a patrol of Aurora Watch soldiers out of a scrape with an abyssal entity called a Hezru. While they travel, they're slowly getting to know each other, and one of our party members also received a magical message from home unbeknownst to her party members. With that, their journey picks up anew on their 6th day of traveling together. And for reference, if you want to look at above VTT, I have a map here of like the section of Wildmount you are at, and what the letters and stuff on this map mean. The J up top is where you started. That's Jigao. The exclamation mark is you. That's where you guys are. That's how far you've traveled. The B.
Because we're so loud.
Yeah. The B is where you're headed. The city of Bazzoxan. And then the A and R are just 2 other notable cities in the area that some of you have been to or tired. They're Asarius and Rosanna, so I put them on there just maybe for reference.
We're kind of halfway there, sort of.
Yeah, because it's
Whoa.
it was intended your travel intended because you're traveling at a normal pace. So it will take you about, I want to say 10 days. I'm gonna check before I get that wrong. 12 days. So you are halfway. This is your halfway point at the day, basically.
Cool.
Let's go.
Yep. And you have woken up on the very last thing that happened was you came across a band of roadside bandits and raiders who attempted to convince you that they worked for the Kreen dynasty and were collecting a travel tax, and you saw through that in a hot minute and were like, absolutely not. And you managed to convince them that they don't want to mess with you and this is not their fight. And they effed off pretty quick.
Kind of told them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, in true
then they
So Kohler
did.
fashion. Inside joke. So yeah, that's where we're at. And you said, and then the rest of your day after that bandit encounter was pretty uneventful. And chat, let me know if the music at any point, the audio levels. Especially once things get real like heated, I will not be able to pay attention to chat. This is more about obviously the players, the campaign. Chat's there for down moments and for you guys to kind of interact with each other. Don't expect heavy level chat interaction, at least from myself. So, but I will check occasionally just for like audio levels and such, because it's been a minute. All right. So you're waking up on your 6th day of travel, and before you hit the road, is there any conversations you want to have or any preparations you'd like to make?
I put on my armor, give my shield a little shine.
Long
That's it,
resting
really.
myself just in case, because I don't remember if I did it last time. So
Well, you definitely are just waking up from a long rest, so feel free to
Right.
go ahead and do that just to be safe.
other than that, I don't think there's anything Neri needs to do in the mornings.
Seems easy.
And it's fine.
I think I'm fine too.
Alrighty. In that case, who here, because it's been so long, I think I was going in order, so I'm assuming if I was going in order, I have had Bowdy, Kay, and Than roll a dice for me at the start of each day. Is that correct?
I think I
Yes.
did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Okay, then Dutch, you get to start us off the first dice roll today. Can you roll a d8 for me, please?
A date?
A date.
Date.
Yes.
Wow.
I'll roll a date. Which one? Nervous, guys.
First roll of the day.
This one.
Don't fuck it up.
Oh, that's an 8.
Hey,
Ooh.
cool. Well,
That's an
Oh,
eight.
that's
Is
good.
that good or is that not
Be
good?
Can you-
great or horrible.
You're gonna
Yeah.
okay. Can you re-roll that one for me? Because
Okay. It's not an 8, guys. It's a
Alright.
4.
it's a 4. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making a note so I don't repeat myself later. Cool. Okay. All right. So you hit the road. Weather is the same as it has been for most of your trip. You are in a very, wasteland, desert vibes kind of terrain. So it's pretty hot. It's pretty dry, arid. You're very much making use of your water skins. And about midday, you start to notice a bit of a acrid smell in the air. Smells a little bit like a little bit sulfuric almost, a little bit like decay, a little bit just kind of like BO, just a very like all subtle but also instantly kind of recognizable, and it's just it's making travel a bit less than pleasant for sure.
Right.
And
Similar
Not like
to
that
the stench
friend
of
we
the-
killed before. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
yes, it definitely reminds you of one of your earlier encounters where you came across a corpse of a gloomstalker earlier in your travels, and there
See, I was
has
thinking of the thing we killed. 'cause
stinky
that
boy
thing
that we killed,
smelled
yeah.
like
oh
shit.
no,
Yeah.
it's not like the Hezru. That was
Different
different.
smell, okay.
That was like a very noxious, like biological, like more like almost like poisony smell. This is a bit more, for lack of a better
Dead.
word, almost a bit more like of a demonic note to it, I guess we'll say.
Smells like hail.
Do we know if it's like
Neri would know.
so we recognize it to be the same smell as a gloom
Not
stalker,
the
but do
same.
we-
It's just reminiscent. Like there's some
Okay,
there's some notes that are new and some notes that are familiar.
Okay,
Okay.
but do we, or would I know if that smell would be around without it being dead as well? Because
Right, yeah,
you
does
smelled
it
it was when it
smell
was
dead?
dead, or was it? Is
Roll
it just a general smell?
roll a nature check for me.
Nature.
Would your resident tieflings recognize the smell?
Resident mini hell fiends.
That's a 19.
I'll get to you in a minute. With a 19, I'll say, Orion, it definitely, it has a very similar, so it's very much what you smell. You're like, something is deceased. This is not a living thing that we're smelling, probably, that is nearby.
Alright.
Oh, that's nasty.
Guys, this smells pretty dead.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, dying is not a good thing. So
Saves us the hassle of killing it, though, right? So
that's true.
Yeah,
I guess,
Neri's face is still scrunched up, but her posture relaxes a little.
Okay.
What about what killed it?
That's,
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. Yeah, good question.
look on
Yeah,
the
I
bright
don't know.
side here.
do we see
Yeah.
the source of this scent anywhere?
Not yet, because right now it's very faint, the smell, so it doesn't smell like it's, right around the corner. And again, this is a very flat, barren, like, terrain, so you would see it, like, you can see pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
So it also is a
Any
bit
movement?
concerning that you smell this, but you don't necessarily see anything yet.
Do you see any movement?
No, nothing yet. Just
there-
it's just a smell.
Is
We
there a
would definitely
wind?
keep an eye out, see, like, as we travel, if I ever, like,
Yeah.
start seeing the source
Yep.
of this
Same.
smell.
Yep.
I mean, since I'm probably in the front, I will do the same. Yeah.
Yep. Alright. So you keep heading in the direction you're heading, and unfortunately, of course, the smell's getting stronger. So you're like, well, probably going towards it. And after about 10-15 minutes or so, you start to see, well, first you hear before you see it, you hear some bird-like like caws and screeching, and you look in the distance and you can see circling a la vulture style some sort of carrion eating bird in the distance. So also probably hinting there's likely something dead up ahead.
Zed's dead, baby.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And as you get closer, you do start to see a body of something on the ground. Can't quite tell what. And your best guess, the carrion bird's a few hundred feet in the air. And then as you finally approach the source of the smell, it's not quite like the Hezru where you need to like, you know, you're uncontrollably gagging or anything. You can get away with just being in the area and not having to cover your mouth, but it's not pleasant, that's for sure. This is what you see. You see the corpse of an enormous ape-like creature on the ground and various human and other humanoid bodies. So there was very clearly some sort of fight. Your best guess is the humans against this ape creature. And the ape is punctured with tons of spears, axes, lots of man-made weapons. And there you count about 24 corpses around this ape-like creature.
Does that ape have 4 arms?
Yes.
That's pretty
Yes,
neat.
he does.
That's pretty cool.
So I'll say you guys are about at the top of this map, like if you're coming in. So you're about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You're about like 40 feet from the corpse right now. And the bird is still circling fairly high up, like at least a few hundred feet. But you see it circling above you right now.
Do these dead people have like matching uniforms of any kind, or?
Yes, they're all wearing hide armor. It's definitely not Aurora Watch because you've encountered those. It doesn't look like anyone you really saw in the city of Jigao per se. It looks very much like a bit more of a rustic, nomadic, very handmade, like hides and pelts and furs. Like these look like people that very much live off the land rather than in an urban setting. The corpses, and again, the weapons are nothing. They're not like low quality, but there's no really fancy weapons, no standard issue weapons, and none of them really match. But they're like spears, axes, stuff like that are in the creature.
Do we see any sign of like life among the people?
Just the bird overhead. You can go and inspect some of the bodies if you'd like.
Yeah, well.
Neri will split that task with.
Yeah, I'd probably also.
Okay.
I'll go help.
Right.
Where?
Yeah.
So who would like to go where? And we'll put your tokens. Looking at it, if there's a specific corpse, you know. Actually, I'll just put your tokens on here, and then you guys can move them to where you want to go.
Bet. I would probably go to like the people around this fire down here.
So yeah, move your dudes wherever you want to investigate, whether it's a corpse body, if you're staying off to the sides.
And Neri
I'll probably just go there.
is checking for like obviously for life, but also I think she would worry a little bit about, I don't know, some sort of a trap or something.
Okay.
Like something that could be accidentally triggered, I guess. Like if maybe there are wounds that, if they're poked too hard, would release something nasty or anything like that. Like, you know, I don't know.
Day 6 on the road, already paranoid. Great. This is great.
Yeah.
Suddenly
Like,
bees.
I don't know. These things are
Alright.
weird.
I will say
I don't think she's ever seen that creature, so she doesn't know what it does to the bodies. Like,
yeah. So we have Cole is investigating the ape-like creature. Fury and Neri are investigating 2 of the humans. Orion is also near a human corpse, and Enna's just off, like, watching over.
Well, I was going to inspect these bodies over here.
Oh, okay.
Because I noticed that there's this guy with the green, and he looks different than all the others.
Okay, so everyone's inspecting a corpse. As you all start to approach within like physical proximity of the bodies, the bird overhead lets out a much louder and more aggressive sounding caw, and you get the sense that it sees this as its meal and its food, and now there's some people who might be getting involved and competing for its dinner, and it's very unhappy about that. And as Cole also looks at the body, you should see some new things pop up on your thing now. Where three little creatures just pop out of the fur that seemed they were inside the fur of this ape-like creature, and just bare their little teeth and hiss at Cole, and the bird decides it needs to also come get involved with y'all. So I'm gonna need everybody to roll some initiative, please.
Let's go.
All right.
nosy ass bird.
Yep. And
is my
for
nosy
reference, I'm gonna try and again hide its name. Send out pictures of it so you don't get too much info. Don't read the stat block, but the above my hand, this is like the bird-like creature. It's a lot less bird-like when it gets close to you. That you're like,
Nice.
okay, it had wings and claws, but there's like a human-ass body kind of attached to that.
Bird out of
that
here.
bird?
Harpy?
Yeah.
Like a harpy?
Yeah. And then the other little creatures that you see. Give me a minute to find their page so I can also give you a visual while you all roll your initiatives.
And mine sucked, by the way. So.
Oh, good. Oh, I love these are like next to each other in the book. That's great. The little creatures that popped out of the fur of it looked like this. I can't see my screen. They look like this guy.
Oh.
Oh, right.
So very large
Oh my God, they're so
eyes.
cute.
Yeah, very
Nice.
large black eyes. Very
Like
lots
a
of
mole.
very small, very pointy teeth. Very elongated, pointy ears and very long horns, tail, and unpleasant. But they are
Can
tiny.
we keep them?
Like they are little. Their teeth and their claws. They definitely look vicious, but they are very small. All right, I'm gonna roll an initiative for them. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, initiative for.
Things I
That's
would
never
not
a good
like.
thing to hear.
No.
No, it's fine.
No,
It was
my
it was
DM
it was
said
a
that.
no. It was a natural one. You're great. We're starting
Oh.
off strong. Okay, so these things they have a plus. Okay,
The plus
So-
what?
a plus nothing.
Well,
it's
what?
fine. So these things. Where's the combat tracker? Here we go. Combat. These things rolled this, and then our bird friend.
Oh, right, he exists.
Yeah, he exists. Our bird friend rolled this. All right. I'm gonna go one at a time. So, Orion / Bowdy, what is your initiative?
18.
18. Ooh, okay.
Mm.
Oh, I'm going dead
Anna?
last, dude.
Anna, what is yours?
21.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh.
Cole, aka Than.
That would be a big fat huge 11.
Hey. Okay. Fury, aka Dutch.
That would be 4, and I know for a fact that these little cretins have more dex than me, so that's gonna be great. It's awesome. I love this. This is dope.
Yeah, okay.
Sick, bro.
And then Neri / Ismira.
18.
18. Dude, almost. Okay, we have how many combatants in this? We have 5. We have like 9 combatants and only 4 initiative rolls across 9 combatants because a lot
my
of y'all
God.
rolled the same thing. All right.
Funny.
So first to go is Enna gets to go first. Now let's get some battle music happening here, baby.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Where I bust out the
Yes.
Witcher. La, 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 la.
Get the critical
Look
roll.
like- I got Elden Ring boss music.
Ooh.
Okay, just seeing something. Oh, cool. I'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna cast Entangle on the ape body thing
Okay.
where all the little guys are.
Yeah. Is it tangle
okay.
in a square or a circle? What's the
It is a let's see, hold on one second. Area is 20 feet. Square.
a 20-foot square? Okay.
You line that up
Review.
just right to not entangle me, that'd be great.
Yeah. I didn't want to I don't want to include gold.
Ah, what I
That's
do? There we go. Okay, this is a square, so that's 20 feet would be 8. I want to make it bigger. Can I not make
You
it
got
bigger? Every time I forget how to do this. Custom size in feet. 20. Hey, there we go. So
There
these
he
are
is.
your entangle vines. You can
Shit.
move it.
Cool.
Oh, perfect.
I'm assuming that the
Yeah.
square that you like, because all 3 of your little demonic friends are in it, and Cole is not.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
My friend.
Yeah, that's what I like.
They must so the creatures in there must cast a must succeed a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Nah, they rolled a 6. Actually, hold on. So the first one rolled a 6, second one rolled a 10, and the other one rolled an 8. So the highest was a 10.
Nice.
So they all fail, I'm guessing?
Let's see. Against my spell save DC. Yeah, they
So
do.
they all fail. So this means they are restrained.
Yeah,
Yes.
All right. Let's give them a nice little condition, because I can do that. And I love it. Restrained.
So I'm going to be concentrating on this for a minute.
Restrained for you. And restrained for you.
You get restrained, and you get restrained.
You get restrained.
All right. So that was your action, I'm guessing. Would you like
Yeah.
any movement or bonus action usage?
How far away am I from buddy?
The closest ally to you is Orion, and he's about 5, 10, 15, 20 feet from you.
Let's see. I am going to move. Oh, how do I move?
Oh, I forgot. I'm putting him on the map just because I made a token for him. Orion, there's Fred. He's above you now.
Little bit.
It's a broken image for
Best
me.
party member.
Oh no! It's a little weasel for me.
It's
Same.
not showing.
No, yeah, it's a weasel.
Stream, you can
That's
see that he's a
closer to,
weasel, right?
Yeah.
He
Alright.
looks like a weasel.
I'll refresh real quick.
It's a
But
little weasel, innit?
to that point, I do have to roll like a separate initiative for him because I was actually planning on using him.
Then yes, go ahead and roll his initiative
so
right
that
now.
is 9 for Frank.
9?
Still last, baby.
9.
Okay, cool. All right, Anna, are you finished your turn?
moved, yeah,
Yeah.
I moved closer to Orion.
Great. So next, we're gonna let Orion and Neri. You have one of our joint
Oh, we
turns,
do?
joint initiatives. You both rolled an 18. So if you would like to act together, you may, or you can go separately and decide who goes first. And chat, again, let me know if the music's too loud for you, chat.
Yeah, chat.
So Neri was gonna go ahead and she was gonna do True Strike on the top gremlin thing
Yep.
and activate her Crimson Right. So I don't know if you were planning on hitting it. Wait,
I
oh,
was
it's on
planning-
my first attack. Never mind.
Oh.
So I was gonna
I
say
was-
if you
I was
want me
planning
to
on
hit
hitting
it
it,
first,
yeah.
and then you have advantage, but it only gives me advantage. I guess I thought it gave
Yeah,
the next
but
person
if-
advantage, but
But I can. If it's in combat with you, I will have sneak attack at least, right?
that's true. Yeah, I was gonna move forward. So yeah, if you want to do that,
Yeah,
if you
sure.
want me to move up to its range.
Yeah.
Let me see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I could technically get on the other side of it from you, kind of.
That would be nice, but then you are in the entanglement as well. Or does that
that's
entangle?
true.
But that doesn't restrain you, right? It's just a
difficult
terrain for
terrain.
you.
Yeah, so I wouldn't.
But
Quite.
I can probably get on the other side anyway, myself. So I can.
Oh, that's
just
true,
go
yeah,
into
okay.
the difficult
So-
terrain.
Yeah, Neri will then move.
I'm closer.
She'll go into the difficult terrain. It's fine.
No, you
Uh,
can stay out of it if you need to, because I can
No, 'cause-
easily get into it.
This should be fine. I accidentally selected the entanglement though, so now Neri is under it
Oh, no.
for me.
Oh,
um,
yeah.
really difficult terrain out of game.
It's very difficult. Yeah.
It's very immersive.
Here, I
Wow.
can move the square if you need to pick up your token at some point and like move her.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, I am gonna go ahead and do True Strike on the gremlin with the blue ring,
The blue ring. Yeah.
and I'll activate my Crimson Right, so my non-moon touched rapier will also deal
You have advantage because he is
psychic
restrained.
damage.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
not
we
hitting
already
him because my action is True Strike. So
Oh,
yeah,
well, you would have had advantage,
Um,
but doesn't matter.
yeah. I guess I didn't realize I would have had advantage for that, but oh well, it's fine.
Yeah, if
And
you're attacking a
takes-
creature that is restrained, you have advantage against them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
2 damage from activating her Crimson Right. But that is it.
How much damage? Sorry.
Just 2.
Okay.
That Neri took that, not the creature.
Oh, okay. Right.
From-
blood hunting
yeah.
things. Yes.
Yes.
Got it.
But yeah, that's it. Nothing fancy. I'll smack him next turn.
Okay, I see.
Then,
So Orion, you're next.
Yeah, I will move in. Would I have flanking over here? It doesn't really matter anyway because we have advantage
Well,
anyway because
Yeah,
it's
if,
restrained,
if
right?
you've got
He's
advantage
restrained,
from
yeah.
restrain, then
Yeah,
Which
so it doesn't
still
really matter.
gives you
Doesn't even
sneak
matter.
attack, right? Because
Yep.
you have
Yeah.
advantage. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
having advantage
So-
is the trigger for that.
So,
We know
first of
mechanics.
all- yeah, it's been a
We're
long
getting back
time.
into it.
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to use Blade Song.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be faster and harder to hit and all that stuff. That was my bonus action. Then for my action, I am going to hit it with my short swords.
Go for it. You're hitting the little creature
Yeah,
that's just diagonal from you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is 16 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Yeah. All right. So that is. How much is my sneak attack? It's 1d6 still, right? Pretty sure.
1 or 2, I don't know. I don't remember.
I think
What's-
it's 1 because I'm level 1 rogue at this point.
I had a question, but I'm like, never mind. I don't think it'll matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is 1d6, so 2d6. That is 4, 5, 8 points of
Alrighty.
piercing damage.
Well, that one, you... So what was the specific weapon again you were using for that attack?
Short sword.
Short sword, right? You just do a cleave, and these creatures are so small that you just completely annihilated it in the one single attack and just slash it right to its bone and just like and like gargles and just falls to the ground back on top of this ape-like corpse, dead in a single blow.
Nice.
One down.
Well, now I feel bad.
Fuck him.
That is my action. All right, my turn.
That's your turn? Alright. It is now the bird's turn, the Vrok's turn, for anyone that
I
knows
guess-
D&D creatures.
The
Bird is
rock.
the bird.
I guess technically, what's his face? Fred moves with me, right? Because he's in my pouch, so
Yep.
he should be here too.
Ready!
I'll just put him over there.
Yep. Alright, so with a fly speed of 60 feet, but it was 300 feet in the air. I'm gonna have to figure out
Math.
verticals and math here. What's
That's
the range? What's the range on this shit?
Turns it would take
Yeah.
Does-
for him to
Ariel.
get into melee.
Yeah. Okay, so its first turn is it descends, so it's descending towards you. So it descends its full 60 feet, so it is now 240 feet from you.
240 feet.
Yep. Let's make some notes over here.
Okay.
Cool. All right, and that's all it's gonna do with its turn. It's just screaming down out of the sky, coming right for you. Cole, you are next.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How about I I put away my field manual because I was about to start sketching this monster.
Oh.
And
Damn it.
as a free action. And then
As
I'm
a free
going
action.
to I'm gonna spend all my movement going let's select my character. 30 feet to right there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit him.
Hit him.
Blab him.
You have advantage.
Smash them with my
Yep.
warhammer.
You have advantage
Nice.
because they are restrained.
Hell yeah.
Easy, guys.
Don't worry about okay, advantage. Okay.
So cool.
16?
Oh, that definitely hits.
Oh hell yeah.
I think it's
Why am I making a dumb voice? I don't understand.
Yeah, I was curious, just like, where did this happen?
I didn't mean to
Cole?
click that. It's fine, I clicked that. So 8 damage.
and you bop this one with your warhammer, and again, underestimating, because they look, even though they're tiny, they look very fierce, and you're thinking maybe its hide has some pretty strong resistance, but no, you bop it with your hammer, and hammer comes down on the corpse, and you just see squishy red mess coming out from under your hammer, and you have very much demolished and smashed. This creature is a pancake, and it is dead.
You're playing Whack-A-Quasit.
You are Whack-A-Quasit. That's what you're playing.
Cool. All right. For my bonus action, I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon next to the third one.
Oh, guess
Spiritual
what? We have a
weapon.
token for that now too, baby.
Let's
There's
go.
your spiritual
Yeah.
weapon.
Prepared?
Oh fuck yeah!
I did it this time.
This one's a broken image for me too.
Oh.
It doesn't work.
It's a really cool hammer.
It's a really dope hammer with lightning all over it. And
It's really cool.
It's
It's
very
gonna attack.
Mjolnir-esque vibes.
Nice.
Storm bro.
Yeah. And it's gonna attack. Does it get advantage?
I would assume so, because it's just any attacks. It says version any just attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and that's an attack roll. So
Yeah, a foe. That's a 17.
that hits.
8 plus 3. 1d8 plus 3. Where's my d8? There it is.
I think it's fucking dead.
That's 10.
10
it dead,
damage.
dead?
Oh, it's dead as hail. So as you bop it with your hammer, the spiritual hammer appears, crackling with lightning of the Stormlord, and immediately after it's like Beauregard's pop, but instead it's bop with the hammers, and there's just now 3 very dead, very squished Quasit corpses laying on top of this ape-like creature's corpse.
Bop it to start.
Yeah, and now your only real main concern is this very large creature
Very
barreling out of the sky. Well, not, it's large. Sorry, its size is large in D&D, but yeah, barreling down at you out of the sky.
So large.
It's Fred's turn. What's Fred gonna do, Bowdy?
Freddy
Oh, Fred. But
I think Fred's just gonna chill for now.
All the things in the entanglement gone.
Yes, they're all dead. Everything that was entangled.
Great. I can do other stuff now.
You can drop concentration and release the
I'm
spell.
gonna drop concentration.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and.
Yeah.
Delete it.
Fred's just gonna chill for now.
No, I want to delete the thing. Wham!
Delete the edge.
Whee! I can spin it around, but I can't get rid of it. I'm afraid to.
Move my.
Okay, there we
move
go.
my
We're good,
spiritual
we're good.
weapon. Okay.
We're good. I just was afraid to hit delete and then delete something important and then like have to rebuild it, but it's fine. We're good. All right, so Fred's gonna hold his turn. Fury, your turn.
Hello. I get to play.
hey.
I regret placing the bird so far away. I forgot it would take multiple turns just to get down on the ground.
How
We
high
just
up
leave.
is bird?
Bird is,
Maybe, like,
the
just
bird is
gooses out.
240 feet up in the air, plus like
Motherfucker.
plus a bunch of feet away across the ground. So like
So we're just
math
waiting there.
diagonal. I don't know what they have. Someone do Pythagorean theorem right now. What is?
Okay, well in that case I'm just gonna take a turn to prepare myself. Fury is going to, as a bonus action, use 1 charge of his.
Oh,
There's one
hello.
movement.
Dutch is frozen for me.
Yep.
Oh, no.
And Bowdy.
Oh, no.
EU Discord is freaking out.
Wait.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Not again.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh no.
We good?
Discord's back. Everything moved, but I'm like, did it move our
that
things? No, we're fine. Everyone's in the right place. For a minute, I thought it moved everyone's characters around, and I was like, no.
We good?
Everything was fine for me though, except
Mic
Dutch.
check, mic check, mic check.
You're good. You're good. Mike's
Yeah.
good.
Beautiful. Alright, bonus action, Giant's Might for Fury.
Mm-hmm.
So I now become a large creature. So let me just quickly, I
Ooh.
can
Big
adjust my
boy.
token.
You can adjust your
Small, medium to
token.
large. Bop!
Oh, he's a big boy now.
He big boy. He a big boy.
Wow.
Insert
Which I
Prince
guess that
of
makes me
Egypt
kind of
song.
equal size to the bird, right? Because the bird's also large. you said?
Yeah, the bird is large. You and the bird are equal size now.
Whoa.
I'm going because that gives me I'm large now. I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and my weapons just hurt more. You said he's like 200 odd feet up in the sky?
240 feet in the sky.
Dickhead.
I know.
I'm going to just use my movement to get 5, 10, like here, and just make myself as big and as loud as and annoying as possible to try and see if I can kind of make him feel forced to attack me because I'm the biggest threat or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Stop.
As an action,
In my
I
head.
don't think I do anything. As an action, actually, fuck it. As an action, just cast thaumaturgy to roar really loud at
Ooh, I
it
like
to
it.
try and see if
Yeah.
I can taunt it that way.
I like it. All right.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Enna, you're up. We're back to the top. Round 2.
Ooh.
It is very
Let's
far
see.
away from you
Fight.
right now, so
What's my movement?
good luck.
30. I'm gonna move closer to Fury.
Hey.
I'm dumb. The bird could have dashed last turn and then got it closer.
True.
Oh well, my bad.
We can pretend that it did.
We're gonna pretend that it did. So it's actually only 180 feet up in the air right now.
Okay.
Only
That
it's only
changes things.
Yeah, that
I
makes
like
a
that he
big
dashed
difference.
the first time and then
Almost.
forgot the second time.
They're not that smart. It's fine. Fine.
Bird.
Burb. Bird. Trying to decide if I want to ready my short bow.
Because you can always
How
hold
about-
an action and then specify the trigger. So it
That's
could be when the creature comes in range, when the creature attacks an ally, when the creature, or when an ally does this.
I think I'm gonna when it gets to 80 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what action are you holding for when it gets there?
When it gets there, I'm gonna fire.
Fire which spell? Or which weapon?
My short bow.
Short bow, okay.
My short bow.
Got it. Okay. Make a note of that. Cool. All right. Next we have the bird's turn. Because Orion and the bird have the same initiative, and last time I let Orion go first, but I want to get this bird close enough to actually engage with you guys. So the bird's going first this time. It's gonna descend again. It's gonna dash its speed, so it's now gonna dash down. It is now only 60 feet up in the air,
Perfect.
and it's moving closer. So it is
Great.
basically now 5 feet over and 60 feet up from you, Fury. And yeah, that's its action.
Oh, what is the? Okay, I have to do the hypot. Okay, let's do some math.
Cool. So now it is. So your action was when if it gets within 80 feet of you.
Yeah.
Anna. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's still obviously it's now only 60 feet off the ground, but then it still has a bunch of feet across the ways. It is
That's-
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away from you.
It's
It-
85
85.
away. It's
I'll give it to
so
you.
annoying.
I'll give it to you if you want to roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Is 80 feet already at disadvantage with the short bow? Is that or is 80
I think
feet
that's
still
the
normal?
limit,
Yeah.
right?
Oh wow, that's so slow.
I never really got how that works, but
Yes.
I'll
First
allow
distance you
it.
roll normally, second distance you roll with disadvantage. If it goes beyond the second distance, you cannot
Yeah.
hit it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling with
that's what it is?
disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, you're rolling. I'm gonna say we'll say it's 80. Here, I'll do this. Now it's 80 feet.
Okay, so I have to roll twice and take the lower.
Take the
correct?
lower, correct? Yes.
All right, let's just do it again. First roll was 21.
Okay.
Second roll, wow, this is so slow.
Yeah, the dice
So-so.
rolling on D&D Beyond, unless there's some setting you have to turn
Holy
on.
mother of
Hardware
pearl.
acceleration in your Chrome.
Oh,
Hardware
crap.
acceleration in Chrome.
5.
5. So you shoot, but it's moving so fast because it is barreling down and this diagonal at Mach speed heading right towards Fury, and you overestimate its speed because that's again math, Pythagorean theorem time on the fly. It's real tricky. So your arrow shoots just above as it swoops down underneath it. All right, Orion, it is your turn.
I share it with Neri as well, right?
Yes.
Neri,
Oh
do you
yeah,
have
Orion
any-
and Neri, you shared turn.
Do you have anything special you can do? Because
yeah, I
I was
was gonna-
planning. I was
Well,
just planning
if
on
he's-
throwing a firebolt, but
Yeah, if he's still that high in the air, I wouldn't be able to reach him with what I would want to do anyway. None of my spells really have very high range. So all I would be doing would be basically just moving closer.
right, okay.
So you can do whatever you wish.
All right, because I have 35 feet of movement, so that's 15,
I'm just gonna
20,
move.
25, 30, 35. So I can get basically right next to Fury.
Hello.
Hello. I'll do that, and then I'll just shoot
Oh.
a firebolt to the flying thing.
The flying thing.
Wait, I'm dumb.
Yes.
Oh, you got something?
Yeah, Nope. I'm not done. I keep forgetting he's up in the air, so he's not actually as close
He's not
as he
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
vertical.
He's 60 feet in the
Oh.
air.
It's an emotional
Yeah.
roller coaster. I'll give you
That's-
bardic inspiration though.
Oh,
Nice.
I will very much like that. How much is your bardic inspiration?
I
D6?
can't remember. Let me see.
I think it's a
Bum, bum,
D6
bum,
right
bum,
now,
bum,
is
bum.
my guess.
I think
Yeah, I think
so
so.
too, but I don't remember. Yeah, it's a D6.
All right, I will use that because without it, it was an 11. Oh, and now it's a 17.
Let's go.
That definitely hits.
Hey.
Hey, nice. Good inspiration. D10, which one is that? That one. Yeah, this one. Alright, that's 3 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Alright, and that is my turn because for bonus action.
And I
don't
blood
think
curse
I
of
can.
exposure once he gets hit by the fire.
Sure.
So if he had resistance to fire, he no longer does for the next round.
Very helpful.
Nice.
Until his next turn.
Until his next turn. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
That is
The
my
joys
turn.
of joint turns. I like this rule. It's fun.
Yeah.
Work together, maximum impact. All right.
Spices it up a bit.
So does that mean that's also your turn then done, Ismira?
Yes.
Because you did the blood curse,
I
you
did
did bardic inspiration as your
Movement,
bonus.
bonus
Yep.
action, and then blood curse is a reaction
Cool.
to him being hit. So
Cool. All right. Cole, you are next.
Cool. First thing I'm going to do is send my hammer 20 feet
Yep.
towards it.
Yep.
That's all it'll be able to do. That's my bonus
Oh.
action.
Okay. In a straight line, like 5, 10,
Just-
15, 20.
Like, just as direct a route as it can take to the bird.
So that'd be like 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
here now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It'll be up in the air. That's fine. And then for my action,
some Beavis
I'm
and
gonna-
Butthead over here.
I'm going to point my hammer directly at it.
Yep.
And it's going to start glowing a little bit and sparkling, and then, or
Ooh.
sparking, and then lightning is going to shoot out at it directly as I cast Guiding Bolt.
What's the range on
Ooh.
guiding bolt?
120 feet.
Oh, and you're good. It goes
No.
5, 10,
Do
15,
you even have
20,
to
25,
move?
30, 35,
Yeah.
60. You're good.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have to move. He's good. Because
Yeah.
it's
If it's 60
it's
straight up,
95.
there's no way,
It's
yeah.
95
Yeah.
from you. Probably less if I actually did Pythagorean theorem, but it's like 35 across and 60 up. So that's yeah.
Right.
Who'd have
That'd
knew
be
that we
easy.
needed that?
Who do you need
that?
Pythagorean theorem in school, right? For play D&D.
Yeah.
Well, that's a dirty 20.
That hits.
Dope. That's going to do 4d6.
Oh.
So we got 8. That's 19 points of damage,
And that's radiant damage, correct?
and that is radiant damage.
Lovely. 19 points.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
And the next attack roll made against that target before the end of my next turn has advantage
Woo.
because
Oh, I love that for me.
it has it's basically crackling electricity around it, residual,
Yep. Okay.
and that's
Lovely.
gonna be my well.
All All right.
Yeah, we'll scooch. We'll move.
You're always so far away from us.
Because he has
30, we'll go there.
range.
Party over here, guys.
None of us have range, do
I have
we?
a shield, a
Well, I guess the
warhammer,
druid
heavy
probably
armor,
has some
and
range
I have
spells
I,
and
I have
stuff.
some range spells, yeah,
Yeah.
but y'all are all in the way.
Well, excuse us. God.
Hey, Neri's
Especially
not that tall. You could shoot over her head.
Especially the big guy down front. Yeah. The guy down front. Yeah. Thanks, Jerry.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
me?
talking to
Oh.
you.
Oh, right. How's the weather down there?
It's the only time anyone can say that to Enna.
Yeah, because she's normally the tall
I'm usually
one.
bigger than everybody.
All right, it's Fred's turn next. Our little weasel friend.
Oh, Fran.
So gonna just hang out. I think there's not much else he can do right now.
He can he give someone the help? Is that a thing you can do, like the help action somehow? for
Yeah,
the
but
next turn?
isn't that on the creature itself? I thought that was on the creature that you were going to attack. That like it's a distraction on the. On
No,
the
you can
creature.
just you can help any one of
A
your friends
person.
by giving.
Yeah.
I thought it was specifically for. Okay, cool. Yeah, in that case, it's just
Fred
gonna
just
help
dresses
Fury.
up like Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh.
Wow.
Like dinner for the bird, you know?
If you're
Yeah,
hungry for a hunk of
it'll
fat and
help.
juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumbaa here. Anyway.
It'll help Fury somehow.
Oh, dude, I just like I did this little what is it? A ferret?
It's a weasel.
Yeah.
Weasel.
Weasel,
right?
yeah.
Same thing.
Same
arguably.
family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just gonna, oh, dude, I feel so good about myself now. It's great.
You have a weasel on your shoulder ready to be your best bud.
Uh,
Doing
is
his
that my
little
turn?
weasel Macarena that he just
Yeah,
learned
it's
last
Fury's
night.
turn now.
All right, it's 60 feet away
Up.
from me. You said?
Yeah, it is 60 feet up from you.
Oh, so that'll be
60 feet.
55 for me because I'm 10 foot tall right now, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's 55 feet away from
well,
you.
I'm gonna take one of my
vertically.
hand
fancy, huh?
axes and chuck it.
Do it.
Which I would normally have disadvantage on because of the range, but because of Fred being awesome,
It's our
oh,
straight
and
roll.
his guiding bolt as
Straight
well.
roll.
So I just
And
Oh yeah,
straight
and
roll.
guiding
yeah.
bolt. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I have straight roll.
Look at you, so many
Please.
people in your corner.
Oh, oh, that's
Did
good.
you miss? Oh.
No, that's an 18 plus
Uh.
4, 22.
Yep, that hits.
I thought
And
it
is
was
this
a natural
a regular hand axe or a magical hand axe?
Yeah, just a normal
It's a regular hand axe. Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
But because I hit it,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to invoke my fire rune.
Make use of
Ooh.
Neri's blood curse there. So-
Yeah. You're the only person
and I
that's
summon
gonna go.
fiery shackles
Yeah.
What's up, Enna?
that just like wind around the winged beast.
Oh,
It takes 2 extra d6 of damage, and it also needs to do a strength saving throw, please.
A strength save. Okay.
Yes.
13. I'm rolling not
Oh,
well
you
today.
Yeah, but he passes.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Aw, bitch.
Freak. So he's not
Did it
restrained, but he
whip?
still takes the damage.
Yeah.
Though, so.
So the chains
So he
aren't
takes-
hampering him; they're just pissing him off.
Yeah, he takes 7 points of fire damage and 4 points of just normal slashing damage.
Okay.
Slashy, slashy.
Let
Cool.
me mark off that rune real quick because I can only use that once per short rest.
Yeah.
Boom. Do I have any bonus actions? Do I? Oh wait, no. I tell a lie.
How
I'm
big?
big.
oh.
Yeah,
How
you're a
dare
big
I'm
boy.
big, so weapon attacks deal an extra d6 damage,
Yeah, nice.
and that's a 6, so it takes another 6 slashing damage on top
Another 6 slashing.
I'm-
Okay.
because I'm big.
I moved the
guess
map.
I throw things harder
Oh.
now.
Big boy.
Bonus actions. I don't think I have anything. Nope. That's it. That's my turn.
Cool. We are back to the top of the round. So Enna, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Let's grab myself.
First, you're measuring
Some-
yourself. Now you're grabbing yourself. Okay, you gotta keep it appropriate, please.
TOS,
I know.
man, TOS.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do. Yeah,
I'm not
but
kink
I'm
shaming. I'm kink asking why.
because I wanted to. That's why. But yes, I moved myself closer to the tree. Does the tree add any obstruction at all?
No, it's underneath and around. It's I'm gonna say no.
Okay, good.
Not no.
Okay, cool. I don't have anything else to do. I just wanted to move so I can try and like hit it once it hits the ground.
Okay, do you
So,
want to hold an
yeah.
action for if it hits the ground?
Heck yeah, I do.
Then what would you like to hold?
I'm gonna do unarmed strike it. I'm gonna unarmed strike it.
Oh, look at you, ballsy.
Fuck yeah.
Just like punch it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we're good. But it has to be within 5 feet of me.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm not as big as Mr. Fury here, but I can try.
Nobody is. It's a shame.
All right.
Well, just wait until you shrink, bud. Just wait till you shrink.
Wow.
That happens to all of us, bud.
That's rude.
All right.
I'm a grower, not a shower. All right.
In that case, it is going to fly down. This is now its turn. So it is. We're gonna move it here. It's gonna move a little bit over and down. So it's now hovering 10 feet or so above the ground. Actually, no, it's gonna land. Actually, it's gonna get eye level. It's gonna eye level with Fury now. So it's like 10 for you guys. It's 10 feet above the ground. Fury, it's like eye level with you.
So it's not okay.
Not quite for you yet. And it is going to, as it does, lets out a shriek, and it's going to release. You start to realize part of what that smell that was beyond just a corpse earlier. It's going to release a cloud of toxic spores as it like bears its wings out wide, and you just see this like spores and gas come out from under its wings and extend around you. So I need. It's a 15-foot radius. So that would be like this. I'm gonna need Fury, Orion, and Enna to make a Constitution save for me.
Oh, I win those.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
I
like
didn't
that.
know so apparently. That is a dirty
I'm
20
okay.
for me.
Okay, dirty 20 for Orion.
18 for Fury.
Okay.
Natural 20.
For fuck's sake. All right. Well, you all managed to, because you smell it before the spores release you, and you quickly pull up like a cloth, like your shirt. You pull up something to make sure you're not going to breathe in the spores in the nick of time. And yeah, this was an all or nothing, so you're fine.
Does Fred technically also have to do this?
Oh, poor little
buddy.
Sure. No.
He just
No, he gets under Fury's like cloak or like whatever Fury's clothing is. He smells it too, and he's like, and he like burrows.
All
He gets out of there.
boy.
He gets out of
Got you,
there.
buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor little guy.
Well,
Then he has to smell Fury.
Oh, yeah, that's
Fuck
true.
me.
What's that supposed to mean, huh?
Make Constitution saving throw. Okay.
We're all in
Lesser
this
of two
here.
evils. Like,
so that's
Come on.
all it can do apparently, because I guess that's its action. No bonus actions are listed, and it used its action, so it can't attack. So
Come on,
this
bird.
fight is gonna be just y'all demolishing shit and things, nothing happening. All right. Again, Neri,
Let's go.
Orion, your joint
Oh,
turn.
is that its? Does it end its turn?
Yeah.
I want to use a reaction if I can.
Yeah.
if I
Go
may.
for it.
I'm gonna use my reaction
Mm-hmm.
to activate my stone rune.
Do it.
When a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, I can use my reaction to force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Please don't let it be weirdly wise.
I'll lose
Again.
My
Again. Well, 17.
All right. Yeah, that'll be all.
Bird's seen some shit.
It lives
That
in
will
the
be all, Your
hardened
Honor.
wastes of Jorhas, man. It fucking knows.
Yeah, that'll
All
be
right.
it.
Okay.
Neri and Orion.
So now it is 10 feet above the ground.
Yes.
So would you say it is within 30 feet of me? Or should I move
5,
closer?
10. No, it's within 30 feet of you.
All right.
You'll have to
so,
like go over Orion. Anything you're gonna throw or do is kind of going over the head of Orion, his gnomish head beneath
Short
you, and then towards
anyway.
the
Well, he's a gnome.
yeah, it's fine.
So I can do Bane then, if you would like, Orion.
I mean, I don't like anything.
Um,
I want the bird to
what-
do something, but
Oh, bird.
What is that's plus 1d8 No, what was
No,
it again?
it's minus 1d4 to any
Right.
basically
sheets.
any roll that it would have to make with a d20.
Whoa.
Attack roll or saving throw. It would have to subtract a
It
d4.
wouldn't really affect anything I can do right now, I think. But it's always useful to have.
Yeah, it'll make the bird even more
And
ineffective.
it lasts for a round, so...
It's only a round?
Actually, so if you want to go before me then, because then your next turn it'll still be in effect.
Yeah, but I don't think I have anything that requires
Oh, okay.
saves.
Well, then if you would like to go... Oh no, it lasts a minute, my bad. But either way, if you would like to go first, then go.
Well, is there anywhere I can stand that would count as flanking? I guess if I'm on the opposite side of Anna, that would be flanking, right?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna...
But there is a
Over
tree.
here.
Bardic Inspiration
That-
again.
How are you going to make that move? Because there is a very large Fury. You have to go around Fury or all the way around the tree?
But I can go diagonally, right? Because I can just go underneath the creature.
Oh, is that it? Oh, true, because it's not on the ground.
It's
Yeah,
flying.
you're going under its talons. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a reaction. Dutch fellow DM question. Since if he's going underneath it, and he's then within 5 feet of its like talons in the ground, and it has a talon attack, would the creature get a reaction, like an opportunity attack? Because
he
hasn't left his melee yet, so I guess
melee.
yeah. Never
Right,
mind.
You'd be entering it.
You're entering but not leaving. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Answer.
I could give you Bardic Inspiration again too if you wanted.
Sure, I don't mind an inspiration.
Okay, so I'll do Bane and Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, as your turn, yeah.
It's a charisma
So does
saving throw.
it has to roll a charisma save? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh! I pulled a Koiba. I rolled the same number on 2 dice. Anyway, charisma, you said? That's a 19.
God damn it. He is so ugly though.
That's rude. What do you
Great personality.
What do you mean
Intimidation
he's
is also
ugly?
a form of charisma.
What do you mean he's ugly?
That's
Look at that
true.
face. What do you mean ugly? Look at that. He's
That's a face
sexy.
only a mother could love.
Look at that.
Yeah. Or
have
somebody
this
who's
pet.
very drunk.
Face made for radio.
Everyone's
Bane
pretty
is
after 2
useless, but you
a.m.
have a D6, Bowdy.
Cool, thank you. I am gonna whip out my whip.
Huh. Whip out.
It's
Bit good.
that's 10 feet range instead of 5 feet, and it's with advantage, which I like.
Why is it with advantage? Oh, because the flanking.
Bum, 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 bum.
It's flanking, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Crack that
Sure.
whip.
When a birdie
Oh,
comes
hold on.
along, you must-
Ooh, one is natural 1. The other one is a 23.
Definitely hits.
Hey. And then sneak attack. So 1d4 plus 1d6. Oh wow, that's almost the lowest it can be. That is 3 plus 3 is 6 points of slashing damage.
And this is not a magical whip, correct?
It is not. No.
Okay.
Two weapon fighting has I have to use a different weapon for that, right? Or can I use my whip again for that?
No, you need to. Basically, that would entail that you have a weapon equipped in each hand, and you can just.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah, I have my sword in my other hand, so I can't really do much with that. Would I be able to drop my sword and throw my dagger?
Sure, just
Or
make
would
sure
it
you
be-
remember to pick up your sword again.
Oh,
Laura's lost many a weapon, leaving weapons lying on the ground and not going back for them later.
It is campaign 1.
Campaign 1, baby!
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll
Yeah, because the way we do it is to properly sheath a weapon or put it away in however you normally carry it, so you don't have to pick it up would cost an action, but to just drop something and grab another weapon is just you can just do that. But you gotta remember to go pick up what you dropped.
Okay, cool.
And no reminders from me.
In that
Starting now.
case, actually, can I do the same with my whip? I guess so, right?
Yeah, you could also just drop the whip and grab the dagger.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll drop the whip and I'll throw my dagger at it. So that is still with advantage. That is 17 to hit.
Hits.
Yeah. And that one is without the plus.
Without the sneak attack, because you only get that on the first one.
Yeah, but since it's 2-weapon fighting, it's also plus my modifier, right?
I believe
It's just
so.
a 1d4, right? That's how it works, right?
2-weapon fighting lets you use your modifier on your offhand weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
I think
does?
so.
I'm pretty sure that's
You,
kind
no,
of
you
the thing
don't.
of
You
it.
don't add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack, unless the modifier is negative. So I don't add it. So
You
Okay.
have to have that particular fighting style.
Yeah,
Oh, isn't that what?
and that is one more point. of
One more
piercing.
point. Okay.
You take those.
Cool.
Yeah.
A point's a point.
And Neri's turn was the Bane and the Inspiration. Do you want to do any movement,
Yep.
Neri? Or
Nah.
cool. Cole.
Hi, that's me.
You.
My spiritual weapon will go to here, and that's within melee range of it, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So let's roll some attackness here.
Attackness.
Some attackness. That's a natural 20.
Hell yeah! Let's go.
So that's
So 1 dice of max damage, and then
So that's 8,
plus.
11, 12, 13. That's a total of 14 damage to it.
Woo! Spicy.
Dude.
And then for my action, I'm going to stand right where I am.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to point my hammer at the sky. And then drag it down. And from the air, a bolt of lightning will come down as I cast Sacred Flame on it.
Hell yeah. So it has to make
That
a
is,
save.
Yep.
Dexterity?
Yeah, dexterity save.
13.
Yeah, that is the DC.
All right, it does a quick like fly, like one of those like swoop out of the side and then like swoops back into. It's basically like hovering now, like flapping its wings slowly but menacingly as it hovers in place above the ground.
If only
Okay.
Bane had worked.
Oh, man. Wait. No, hang on. No, it's too late. I forgot I had DM inspiration, but I already did it. Okay. So that's my turn. I'm gonna stand where I'm at.
All right. Fred want to peek back out from where he's hiding in Fury's clothing?
So, would you allow Fred to pick up my whip and hand it back to me?
How
He's gonna be your
Oh, be
Because
so
it's
cute.
just the handle
stands up
that he
as
needs to
long
kind
as
of
he
climb
just starts
up
dragging it
my
to
leg.
you?
Yeah, like it kind of just has to climb up to my hand essentially,
Yep.
which is not that high up.
I'll allow it. It's just because I think it's adorable and it's not like it's really gonna make or break
He's
anything.
your little assistant.
So he's like, you just see, if anyone looks, you just see a weasel kind of like backing across, dragging a whip
Dragging
in his
this
little
way
mouth,
too big whip.
and just like crawling over.
That's cute.
I love it.
baby.
I love it. All right, cool. In that case, Fury, you're up.
So it's all up in my grill, right?
It is all up in your grill still because you are the literally biggest threat. So it's not that bright. It's like big thing. Hit big thing first.
You hear that, ladies? I got a big thing. I'm gonna go.
Oh no.
Whip out the long sword.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just fucking try and.
Which is still normal sized.
Toothpick.
Looks like a little toothpick in his hand.
Good thing it's a long
whip
sword.
out
So
the
now it
long
just looks like a
sword.
regular sword.
And have a swing,
Go for it.
which is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah, baby. Okay. And because I'm big, I do an extra d6 damage, which is nice. So that would so one of the d8. It sucks. It's a 7 points of slashing damage.
7 points. All right, and that's a regular
Yes.
sword.
Long sword, yes.
Okay.
It's just extra big.
And for my bonus action, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a action surge. Fuck it. Why not?
Bucket.
Me action
Just
surge.
throwing
me
everything
swing,
at this
me
poor
swing
little
again.
bird.
It's not very little.
It's not.
Well,
It's just
yeah.
as big as me, right?
Closed caption thought I said bucket.
That is a 17 to hit.
Yep, hits.
Yeah. Do it again. And that is again 7 points of slashing damage.
7,
Not
okay.
Not consistent. And yeah, that'll be it.
All right. Anna, we're back to you.
What's his range? Is he like at least 5 feet above the ground?
Yes, he is currently. If he's eye level with Fury, and he's also large, he is basically now very hovering because again, he has dived down to release the spores, and then you're all trying to like land whatever before he's gonna try and take off again. So yeah, he's not touching the ground, but he would be within reach of you guys on the ground right now because he's kind of in the peak of a dive and.
Because I'm trying to decide whether or not, like, if I can reach and touch him.
You're tall, especially you could reach and touch him.
Shout and touch bird.
Okay, so because I want to try burning hands, but it's a cone. So knowing that he's above, could I aim the cone?
Oh, sure.
Above my head.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Kind of go.
Also, because it's also if you aim it that way and up, it's Orion who's also very short and you're very tall. Because gnome to Furbolg, so I say that's
God.
you
That
can
is true.
you can easily aim the cone so it goes over Orion's head and at the bird.
Okay, cool.
Cinches
Let
the
me
top of your hair.
Yeah.
just I might give you a little bit of a haircut. I might So he's not going to be within the range.
Nope. Just the enemy. You're fine.
Okay, so the enemy has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
14.
Natural 18 plus modifier. So
Well,
Wait,
rip.
doesn't he have disadvantage because of the Bane?
no, Bane didn't
No,
succeed.
And all it would have done was give
He succeeded
a
the
minus
save
1d4
against Bane.
anyway.
So.
Oh, never mind.
He's succeeding all of his saving throws. He needs
Yeah, I'm kind of
Bane.
mad about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I can tell you why after.
No, I don't want to know.
Every single time. Legendary resistance, no.
He does not have legendary resistances. It's not a legendary creature. No.
Well,
Plus,
that sucks.
DMs enjoy announcing legendary resistance way too much.
Exactly.
Yeah. Savor that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Now for their lair action.
Look.
Well, that was what I wanted to do, so there you go.
All right. It is the bird's turn, and it's like the spores did not seem to be doing anything. And again, it's kind of up in your. So as it's now going to start to fly up again, because it took a lot of damage in the time it's taken to dive down here, and what was an easy lunch to protecting its dinner is not so easy anymore. So as it angles to fly upward, it's gonna go to quickly try and claw at Fury with his beak and then his talons on the way up. So for the beak attack on Fury, that's not very good. That's 15 to hit.
Nope, my shield
So he goes for the beak, and you put your shield up in the nick of time to stop the beak. And as he takes up to fly off, he reaches out for you with the talons. Oh my god, even worse. 12.
Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah. And with an angry shriek, he's gonna fly 60 feet back up into the air. I'm just moving him into this tree for now to imply he's got some height because he's above the tree.
Can I use a reaction to attack opportunity?
Yeah, because he's leaving all your melee. So,
That's 3 of them.
Anna and Fury and Orion can all take attacks of opportunity as he flies back up into the air.
Beautiful.
Oh, really?
My hammer just floats there.
That is. Can I hit it with my short sword? Or am I too low?
You
what's
can do
the
it.
range?
Orion can do a disadvantage just because of your height and you're like going
that
for its
case-
legs.
I mean, it would technically be a straight roll in that case, but I will just use my my whip in that case, because that would be fine.
Yeah, everyone else, you can roll a straight roll to hit it as it flies away.
So could I do shillelagh? Could I hit with my shillelagh?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
That would be 19 to hit.
That hits.
I too roll a 19 to
That's
hit.
That also hits.
4 damage.
18.
That
Or
also
slashing.
hits.
Cool. Where is Monday 8?
I'm rolling shit on damage.
12 points of damage.
Okay. And is your shillelagh magical or regular?
Regular.
Okay.
Slay is magical, isn't it?
The spell
It's
is,
a
but a
spell,
shillelagh as a weapon is also a physical object. But there's a
Oh, it's my
spell called
cantrip, so
shillelagh.
it's
Oh,
my
so
cantrip,
it's magical.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry.
11 points of damage from me.
Okay. And Orion?
Oh, I had 4 points.
Okay. So as it's angling to take off, because it's realizing it's picked a fight it cannot win, it definitely wanted those quasits to distract you longer. You guys all just go, nope, and with your combined efforts, the whip kind of, there's a whip you use, right? The whip catches it, and Orion starts dragging it back down to the ground by one of its feet as Fury and Enna just then get a good wail in. And as you do, its wings and its body kind of break and collapse in on itself, and it falls to the ground, weakly, like, lets out a few more, like, resistant caws, but it is no more. You stopped it from escaping.
Shit.
Yeah, baby.
I collect my dagger.
Yeah, go ahead and collect all your shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my hand axe that I chucked at it earlier. So.
Oh,
I'm gonna
he's
go pet
gone.
my
gone.
hammer
He's
before
Yeah,
dead.
he's dead. He is
He's
dead.
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 before I dismiss. I say,
He's
good
dead.
job,
Cool.
buddy, and then my hammer disappears.
Nice. So, you now, well, before this all started because you were looking at the corpses, you now can do so uninterrupted if you would like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
Go back
Still big for like the
to
next
my
like,
two.
40 seconds. I'm gonna enjoy it.
For 40 seconds.
Yeah, it lasts a minute.
Don't.
All right. And just let me know how long you would like to spend, and if you're looking at human body or any of the monster bodies. Because again, there's now the
let's do
Vrock, there are the 3 quasits, and there's this ape-like creature as well.
I mean, I guess we look at everything, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
these 2 specifically and see if I can't find anything like identifying that maybe we could, if they're from the city, we could let next of kin know or anything like that.
Okay.
Um,
I guess anyone who's gonna like seriously roll investigation checks for me.
yes, let me
Sure.
find
Investigation, you say.
invest.
I'm
Ooh, I have advantage.
Natural 20?
Natural 20. Look at you.
22.
What's the total, just of curiosity, with a natural 20? 20. Okay. Okay. So Dutch had the natural 20. Neri, you had 22, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a 19.
19.
Eight.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay. Enna, are you also like looking over anything, or are you more casually like just keeping an eye on your friends rather than going through corpses? Finish chewing
Sorry, I
first.
was eating
It's
granola.
fine.
Sorry.
Feed the bee.
I wanted to, yeah, feeding the baby. I wanted to look through this body here that's to my right.
Yep.
And then eventually work my way down
Okay.
to the 2 bodies to the south of me.
Okay. We'll start with, okay, so Orion, you find 2 silver pieces on your body.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Most of them, none of the humans have weapons, and the ones that do are broken. Like they might have like the handle of a spear that's been broken. All the weapons that remain intact seem to be embedded in the corpse of the ape-like creature.
Okay.
Anna, on the
Yes.
bodies you're looking at, you find in their packs some like tent-like structures, like lots of cured and very weatherproofed, not in a way meant for clothing, meant for like to withstand, you know, like maybe some rain, maybe dust storms, like hides that are very large. And you find some pegs, So what you presume are like portable tents and like shelters
We have shelter now.
that they were carrying on them.
Cool.
They are bulky. They are like the person who was carrying them was not a fighter. You can like they were probably trying to hide because they were carrying like their. It was almost like their whole pack. Well, it wasn't a pack. It was actually a folded up portable structure that was on them. Coal. You find 10 pieces of silver on the bodies that you paw through. Fury. You find 2 pieces of silver. And Neri, you, while looking at the ape-like creature, and you're going through the weapons, again, maybe like, are any of these unique? Are any of these special? You find one dagger that actually does look like there's a bit of craftsmanship to it, and there's a bit more, it's a bit more elaborate than the others. And as you like take a minute and yank it out of the creature's skin, there was a name inscribed on the hilt of the dagger, and it says Kirchali Wastewalker. And I can type that in the chat in a minute. Hold on, I'll type it in the Twitch chat if you want spelling for notes or anything. That is the name.
I think Cole was looking at the ape thing. I was looking at the 2 that my token is by.
Oh, then
trying to see if there's
then
anything.
Switch
to
that.
take to,
You
like, the
then
families or
Neri, you
anything.
get 10 pieces of silver, and Cole, you find the
Oh, okay.
dagger with the name on it. Then, if you were looking at the ape
Nice.
specifically.
Yeah.
I will gladly pocket the 10 silver.
You got it.
Yeah, and then you also find like handfuls of rations across the bodies, very similar to the ones you have. Yeah, like rations, a scant bit, not a single piece of gold or any like gems or anything on them. Like clearly, these people didn't seem to be very money was not a driving factor to them. It doesn't seem, since all you're finding is some occasional silver on them. And that dagger was the nicest thing that you found. Most of it's very much like survival and travel gear, very similar to a lot of the stuff that you have. The only things that stood out, again, the dagger and that one very durable portable tent. But it would be like carrying a whole extra pack if you choose to take it with you.
So this dagger, because I wasn't listening until after I realized.
Sorry. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
putting the money in my thing.
Yeah, it's
so-
basically a dagger that what makes it fancy is that it's the only thing that has a name on it. Nothing
Okay.
else seems to be personalized.
Was
And
it like really nice, or was it like scratched in?
it looks like definitely someone did it, but they took time. They weren't just like a child scratching or quickly like block letters. They were taking time, but it does
Your
look like it's
Charlie
done
was
with
here.
maybe another blade. It doesn't look like it's done with like super fine tools. Like it wasn't
Gotcha.
made by like a blacksmith or anything, but whoever did it took care in doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. And the hilt is a bit nicer, because most of their weapons are, the only metal is on like blades, like the tips of spears, the tips of axes, and like wooden handles. This is a dagger that looks like there's also a little bit of like metal or like filigree in the handle, as well as like the blade is obviously metal. And yeah, the name on it is written in the chat. The tent looks like it would be, at a best guess, it could definitely be something that you could probably comfortably fit your party in overnight.
Okay. And you said it was waterproof?
That's cool.
It appears to be. Obviously, you're in a desert. That is not a
that's
passing
true.
concern. It looks like it's more just thick and treated with something to help more like insulate. And also, so like if there's like dust storms, sandstorms, they're not gonna damage it, kind of thing.
Hey, the
cool.
desert gets cold at night.
And
It
it's a
does,
color
so.
that blends in with the terrain that you're in, as well.
Oh,
It does seem like it's
cool.
made for this area.
Okay. I'll grab
Is
that.
that
I'll carry that.
Something that yeah.
To
Could be useful
add,
for all of us.
just add,
Well, yeah, I just figure you're the one that could probably carry it the easiest.
yeah, for lack of better words, just add like Shorhassian tent to your inventory, maybe, I guess to call it. And Shorhassian, I think, is spelled like this. I'm putting in the chat. Correct.
thank
Someone
you.
can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if there's another H, but is it XHORH or not? I don't think so.
Sounds
You're
good
putting
to
it
me.
in the Discord chat?
No, in the Twitch chat. I can put it in Discord. I have to unfull screen Discord. Actually, I can do it on my
no.
phone. Hold on, it's fine.
I'll go to your chat. It's okay.
Cool.
Okay.
We have the technology.
We can do it.
Because I'm also supposed to have the Discord chat open as well on my phone, just in case, again, because I forgot to, at the top of the stream, remind everyone of our traffic light color-coded system for player safety. So I'm supposed to have it open anyway, and that's my bad.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
go to my gnomish wizard friend.
Hello.
I forgot if I asked already, but do you have access to the Thunderwave spell?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I don't
Nice,
use
right,
it very
so
often, but I do have it. Yeah.
Alright,
Why?
never mind then. I just forgot if I asked because I have this scroll, but I guess I can just sell the scroll in that case if you don't need it.
Yeah, no, I already have that one, but thanks. Appreciate
Alright,
it.
no worries.
All right. So yeah, it seems to be you found everything you can find. None of the weapons, other than that one dagger, seem worth taking. All of your weapons seem equal or greater strength or value or craftsmanship than the weapons that are there. But if you want to take like some basic spears or basic axes, you can. Otherwise, you can continue on your way.
Thank you, Dutch.
And Neri's
No
good.
problem.
Continue.
All right. So the rest of the day carries on without incident. Thankfully, the smell leaves behind as you leave this corpse. The wind is working in your favor, blowing it behind you. And you continue on. You do see a lot of tracks now, recent tracks on the road that you're heading on, and you assume maybe it was survivors from that last fight. This is also still like you're following a road, like it's a used thing, but there looks like their traffic has picked up on this part that you're traveling on recently. And is there anything you'd like to do before you make camp later on in the evening for the day?
I don't think so.
No, not particularly.
All right.
Cool.
Then you go ahead and make camp for the evening, tick off some rations to feed yourself. Very important.
yeah.
Gotta, look after yourself. And,
Work out my rations.
yep. Then we get to day 7 of your trip. And again, Orion said this probably would be a roughly 12-day trip. And there's a bit of a breeze today, a nice respite. It's been very hot the rest of the time, but today it's like, oh, there's a bit of, and the breeze that started yesterday and was carrying away that scent seems to have picked up, but it's still very pleasant, very welcome. And as you travel, the heat is slowly dissipating, and Orion, you realize this is the first hint you're getting close to one of the main rest points on this commonly traveled path between Jigao and Bazazan, which is you're getting close to the Emerald Loop Caravan stop. If you go back to, let me put the thing back, our nice little map here of the Emerald Gulch.
Right.
Yeah, the Emerald Gulch. Do you see beneath the exclamation mark, right beneath it now, there's this little like circle of like green. So that is as you hit about like mid-afternoon of your 7th day of travel, you start to see these trees on the horizon, which of course stand out because you've not seen any foliage other than very stunted trees or burned trees or like some very emaciated shrubbery and cactus-like plants the whole time you've been out here. And you head there, and you are getting to the Emerald Loop Caravan stop. As you reach it, a large stand of trees rises out of the barren wasteland. The leaves of dozens of towering oaks rustle in this nice, pleasant breeze, and the scent of a bonfire wafts from a trail of smoke rising from somewhere ahead. The path through the trees is deeply rutted by the work of countless wagon wheels, and a wooden sign posted at the head of the path bears the decorated shepherd's crook that is the holy symbol of Melora the Wild Mother, and the words Emerald Loop Caravan Stop. Orion, can you roll a history check for me? And Cole, can you roll a religion check for me?
That's a 6.
That's a 6? Okay.
Adam burn the
Dirty
shit.
20.
Dirty 20? All right. Orion, you kind of, again, you inform your group that this is just a frequented and a known, it's like the only waypoint in a lot of these wastes and the only real frequented or known and safe stopping point, and you'll likely encounter some other people here. You stopped here many a time, but that's about it. And Cole, when you see the shepherd's crook, the symbol of Melora, it triggers when you were reading about learning about her in your religious studies. Obviously you are devoted to the Stormlord, but there was some base level studying of a lot of other popular deities of this world you are in, and it reminds you of the story of how this place came to be, because it is very weird to have, just kind of like, it's not even a desert oasis, not like palm trees, and it's like oak trees in a very like boreal, almost forest vibe in the middle of a desert. There was back in many, probably hundreds of years ago, a treant named Wandering Oak that seeded this forest as a tribute to Melora, and she entrusted it to a pair of dryads who also worship the Wild Mother, who are known as the Acorn Sisters, and they are now the caretakers of this grove. And they do allow, you can, if you needed to, you are allowed to like log some of the trees, you're allowed to take from anything in the nature of this grove, but very sparingly, only if you need it, and there is harsh punishments if you take more than what is allotted, and the Dryad Sisters are the ones who enforce it.
Nice.
So you remember that when you see the sign of Melora, it kind of comes back to you.
Yeah, I pull out my field guide and I'm like, I know about this. And I'm flipping through my notes and I'm like, yeah. And I tell everybody about it.
All right, everybody behave.
Yes,
Don't chop anything down. We don't need anything.
Yeah.
We're
You don't have
carrying
to tell the
enough.
druid twice.
Yeah, and as soon as you get here too, you just immediately feel a much more sense of comfort that you didn't realize you'd been so on edge probably for the past little while.
Mm-hmm.
That just being around some visible nature that is at least somewhat familiar to you just feels very nice right now. As you get to the actual opening of the trees, the forest pathway opens into a large clearing 100 feet across, and I will show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, we gotta move. We gotta
Aw.
zoom. Hold. There we go.
Ooh.
All
Is
right.
that a fucking tortoise?
Oh, wait for it. So, as you get into this clearing, music, laughter, and the savory aromas of fresh cooked food and wood smoke drift through the air. On the west side of the clearing stands a full-grown horizon-back tortoise, which many of you remember your encounters with the baby ones of these at the festival.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
These are the daddies. This is what they look like. On its back is the homestead of a family of goblins who are making repairs to the structure. So they live on this tortoise, and it has a house on its back. On the other side of the clearing, near this fire, you see 7 covered wagons encircling a bonfire, and a rope fence has been set up to the north of this clearing, meant to contain the wagons, oxen, or horses. Like the beasts that pull these wagons are up in this pasture up at the top. And before we get to exploring this caravan stop, I think that's a good place to take a bio break. A leg stretch bathroom.
Okay.
So you're officially past the halfway point of your journey. You have made it to a seemingly safe rest stop, some actual food around, some foliage, some creatures, and some fun bit of exploring to do when we come back. Just a reminder. It's like 3 p.m. Yeah, mid-afternoon. You got time. Still daylight. Before we go on break, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We still have the second half of this session to go. Just a reminder, we are raising money for a charity, specifically the UK charity Special Effect. They're all about putting fun and inclusion into the lives of people with physical disabilities and helping them to play video games and access technology with whichever parts of their body they can use the best. You can type !donate for the campaign link. If you want to drop a follow for the rest of our players here, !players. And we'll see you when we get back. Highly encouraged. Take a stretch break, get a drink. I also might just really cheeky run some ads, because it means we won't have ads when we come back from the break to interrupt the RP. So
Do it.
don't sit around and watch the ads. Go get a snack or something. All right.
True. Go for a pee.
We'll see you when we get back.
Empty that bladder. You don't have to do this.
All right. Alrighty, let's bring it back, shall we? Let's get some new music going. Let's do it. I gotta undeafen now from my friends. Hello.
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 Oh, sounds so
Welcome
neat.
to tonight's episode of Call of the Netherdeep.
Call of the Netherdeep.
Call of the Netherdeep.
All right.
Oh,
Why is it like
Don't-
this?
Is it okay that I eat while we play?
Of course.
Okay.
I wish
No.
I want to put a button. I'm gonna put a command on my stream deck of just Brendan Lee Mulligan's rant about eating his DMing
yes.
for this moment, just to
Yeah.
pull up. Sorry, I'm not a perfect person, this ascended spiritual being, and I'm a fucking pod person, and I gotta eat. Because like my biggest problem as a DM is that the food has to go where the talking, like where my mouth is, and I cannot talk and eat at the same time. I'm like, I relate so much,
The pain.
sir.
Yeah, because during
Even as a player,
during
you
that
have to
first
take
half,
like the tiniest bites you can and like chew.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
hello?
it's true. Because like during that first half of the session today, Beeb was like, "I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I want to eat. I want to eat."
Beeb, please.
My throat really is hungry as well, because it needs snacks that actually
There we
make
go.
my throat not hurt as much.
Oh.
Okay, so we've made it to the Emerald Loop caravan stop. You're approaching from the western, like the left side of this path, by the way, when you first get there. Yeah, so you see, obviously there's the goblin family, lots of goblins running all over this tortoise. Looks like they're doing repairs, building work on the structure on its back. You see, it looks like there's someone preparing a meal in a pot over the fire by the campfire, and various other travelers sitting there. As well as it sounds like there are some people in those tents up above, next to where the corral is. Some people wave at you as you enter, and like just seem friendly. So yeah.
Anyone we recognize?
So of the people that you see, there is a tiefling that you can see. There are there's a red tiefling. There are two human warriors that seem to know each other and are sitting together, dressed very similarly to some of those corpses you saw in your most recent encounter. The tiefling also has a creature that at first glance you're like, oh god, but then you realize the creature is not appearing to be hostile, so maybe it's fine. Don't panic, but there's a very large panther-like creature with like tusks or very large teeth almost kind of coming out of its mouth, next to the tiefling. Wandering around, you do see who must be the two sisters that Cole told you about. There are two very ethereal plant-like humanoid beings wandering around, the dryads. And there is also a centaur chillin'. And then there's just a few other and then there's also like a drow scout looking around. And the centaur also seems to have a table of goods set up in front of his, like one of the wagons is his, and there's a table with some items displayed in front of it. Yeah.
Well, I know Neri and I think Enna wants to make a beeline for the horizon back and make
Okay.
friends and maybe speak with animals.
I just want to pet it.
All right, if you want to go up and pet it, go make an animal handling check for me.
Okay.
Please be good. Where are things I find? Ooh, 23 for Neri.
21.
Oh yeah, you both go up and
Nice.
pet it, and it senses your vibe. It's not at all. It kind of like leans its head into the pets and just lowers its head a bit for you to reach it. The goblins don't seem to take notice of you that are up on its back. They either seem used to this and the turtle gets a lot of attention, or they're just very absorbed in their building and repair work right now. You do also see two small goblin children playing on the ground to the right. They look like they're maybe playing hide and seek in amongst the trees or tag or something. A little girl and a little boy.
And I
Tall
do
are they?
speak with animals on the tortoise.
They're very little because they are goblin children. They're trim size.
They're so
Okay, but,
small. Oh my God.
they're like, yeah, like between like because full grown goblins would be between 3 and 4 feet. So they're like between 2
Oh,
and 3
jeez.
feet, I think. They're wee.
Like
Oh my
human
gosh.
toddlers.
Yeah, they're like human toddlers running around,
Oh.
but goblins. And they are all speaking goblin, by the way.
Ooh, I do not speak goblin.
No, I do not speak goblin.
Me neither.
Crap.
Did you say that the
Nor do
centaur
I.
had some
No, I don't.
items on a little table in front of him?
Yes, he does.
Can I go and have a little look-see, have a little peruse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna join Fury.
Okay. As you go over,
I'm just looking for food.
yeah, then you can. Cole makes a
One
beeline to the
track
campfire. It is the Drow scout who is cooking the food. As you go, they give you the. They seem to give you like, oh, it's not gonna. This is for dinner. It's not gonna be ready. It has to stew for a long time. I'm making some. He says, oh, have you ever tried corundel before?
I'm too far away to hear this.
Yeah.
so-
Have I? I don't know what that is. No.
No. And explains to you that he is making this dish called corundel, KOR''RUNDL, which is a rice bowl topped with spicy grilled mastodon and smoky flavored korun, which is like a vegetable similar to a squash that is grown
sounds amazing.
in Rasona, which is a city, or Rasona, a city further east and or southeast of Bazzoxan, or just south of Bazzoxan, actually. So it's a rice bowl with stewed beef and root vegetables, basically in like a smoky, spicy sauce. But because mastodon is very tough, it takes like all day to stew. So this will be ready for dinner time. This won't be ready because it's like mid-afternoon right now. So this is like an evening meal for anyone who wants to partake later.
That sounds amazing.
But he happily just starts bending your ear about like his family's secret recipe and like why this dish is just like the best thing. So he'll just engage with you for hours talking about food if you want. And
I write down any recipes he gives me.
Sure. Dutch, Fury and Orion,
Yes.
as you head over to the Centaur's table, first of all, I'm going to show you what the Centaur looks like. Let me make sure
handsome boy.
OBS also sees him. Go to our combat thing here.
Oh,
Hi,
dope.
Sassy. This is the
hello.
Centaur. He's a
He's
three.
missing a leg.
He is. He's a three-legged
Oh, shit.
centaur. He
Oh.
has lost a leg. He has an injury.
What a poor
Not what I thought
placement.
that was at first.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I knew it! I knew it! But I saw the image, I was like, it's so good. And I was like, I guarantee you someone doesn't think that's a missing
And
leg.
it was all
You can
I mean,
count on
it
me.
looks a little phallic, let's be real. Come on.
I didn't draw it, okay?
Why
I
would
didn't
pick
draw
that
it.
one? Like
I
he
don't
has
know.
a left leg.
It comes from this book, which is called The Game Master's Book of Non-Player Characters, and it's a very useful book for coming up with NPCs.
That's cool.
The
They could have
girth.
chose like the the front legs or something instead of.
Well, because that'd be hard to
Right.
balance, I guess. I don't know. I
True.
feel like it's easier to
No
lose a
idea.
back leg than a front leg, but I'm not a quadruped. What do I know? So,
True.
for anyone, if you're just listening to this, imagine, and if you watch wrestling, imagine Drew McIntyre, but then with a horse body. Because I saw him, and I immediately saw the wrestler Drew McIntyre. He even is wielding a claymore, and Drew McIntyre wields a claymore, a Scottish wrestler. Anyway. Very
Let me tell
buff,
you, he's a horse where it counts.
very buff, daddy three-legged centaur.
In all the right ways.
Oh boy.
Yep. And
He's
he
handsome.
he introduced, also again, I can't do accents, but because he looks like Drew McIntyre to me, so Henrik has a Scottish accent in my head, because so does Drew McIntyre. So in a Scottish accent, he introduces himself to you, says his name is Henrik Steedcastle, asks your names.
Fury, nice to meet you.
I'm Ryan, and have you met Fred? He's a weasel,
Have
and
you met Fred?
he always travels with me, and yeah, he's great.
Yeah, as Fred kind of like comes up hearing his name on your shoulder, he just kind of gives a nod to the weasel, little acknowledgement. Says, "Well, I'm guessing you're traveling adventurers. You don't seem to be wearing, militia clothing, and other than militia, that seems to be the only type of people we get around here."
It's correct. We are currently on a little expedition, one could say.
Well, you look like you've been on the road for quite a while. You're all fairly, obviously you're not like wounded or anything because you've had time to long rest, but you are very dust covered, very just kind of like, yeah, it's been clear, haven't necessarily had a good bath or shower in a while. You're not like disgusting or anything, but there is, of course, and you've also been around some very smelly creatures, so faint lingering aroma. Says, well, used to be an adventurer like yourselves, had a bit of an accident, and now I just kind of...
An arrow to the knee?
Yeah, a little bit.
Take an arrow in the knee.
I'm all about helping the next generation, as it were. So, if you could use anything on this table, take a look. Ask me for any prices. I try and keep the prices nothing too crazy. I know a lot of people out here, times are hard, things are a bit rough, but gotta make a little bit of a living. And on the table, he has a backpack, a blanket, a healer's kit. He has some healer's kits, hunting traps, oil flasks, parchment sheets, some potions of healing. Not a ton of those, but some potions of healing. Rations, some coils of rope, quivers of arrows, quivers of crossbow bolts. I can speak. My cat just scared me. And a two-person tent, which looks like a smaller version of the tent that you found, or that Enna has.
How much would the oil flasks set me back, good sir?
1 silver piece per flask.
How many does he have?
He has... Oh. Where's my thingy? There. He has 4 oil flasks.
Yeah, I'm buying all 4 of those then.
All right.
What about those potions? How much do you want for those?
Well, as you know, these are magical items, a bit hard to come by. I don't exactly make them myself. I just procure them. Be 50 gold per potion.
Are Neri and I still by the tortoise?
Yes, unless you want to join. I'm assuming you're over there chilling until said otherwise. And we'll come back to you in a minute when they're done shopping.
Cool.
I mean, potions are always useful, right?
I don't know, 50 gold.
That's pretty steep.
That's like all I have.
He has
I'm
3.
not
He
there.
has 3 healing
I'm not there.
potions total.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Do have 50 gold.
You have 50 gold?
Yeah, I do. I
Dude, also,
will.
that's all I have. That'd be everything.
I'll take a potion.
All right. You can have... There are basic potion of healing, so you can put that in your inventory. So he has 2
Can I
left.
propose a trade?
It depends what you have, but I'm always up for
Oh.
trades.
You seem to, you're selling stuff that could be useful for people that are like ourselves, traveling, mercenaries perhaps, embarking on various quests, danger lies all around us in this area, right? You would agree?
Oh, definitely, definitely. The minute you leave these
I have,
trees, you take your life into your hands.
I have this magic scroll that to the right person can give them a permanent addition to their spell book, but to other people at least gives them a one-time chance of casting this spell. And I show him the scroll of
Interesting.
Thunderwave that I have.
He examines it for a bit. He kind of does the holds it up to the light to check the quality of the parchment, compares it to the parchment sheets he has, reads some of the language on it, says, I'm no arcane expert, but it seems like the real deal. I could only give you 1 potion for this just because we get mostly a lot of physical fighters through here. I don't know how many people might be interested in this item, and I'm kind of taking you at your word that it's authentic because I'm not an expert, but I would trade it for a potion.
Deal.
All right, you can remove that and add a healing potion to your inventory.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right, thank you very much for the business. Much appreciated.
Oh no, thank you. Always nice to see some new faces. And he's like, tell your friends, I'll be here. I'm around. I don't really get out much, so.
I'll let them know.
All right.
Nice.
Neri and Enna over by our tortoise friend. after you're done petting the tortoise, is there anything else you'd like to do? Anyone you want to engage with, party members or NPCs alike?
I'll just if there are any goblins that have like noticed us or whatever, like as we walk away, or if Anna is gonna walk away, I'll just give someone a wave, and like a nod, and then I want to head over to the fire and be by Cole and the food.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm intrigued by the centaur dude because he's another Fey person, and I haven't seen other Fey people, so I'm really intrigued by him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna mosey on over to Fury and Ryan.
He also gives you a wave, introduces himself. Name's Henrik Steedcastle. Can't say I've seen a lot of adventurers that look like you wandering through here. It's kind of
I
exciting.
can say the same for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's like, I used to be part of. There was actually a group of us, some fellow centaurs. We were a part of a regiment during the war with the between the dynasty and the empire, and that's where this kind of happened. And looks down at his leg. But we kind of all went our separate ways after the war ended. Not really sure where they ended up.
Oh. I haven't been here myself for a long time, but it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm almost like shy around him because like I don't know how to like interact because it's been a while since being around other Fey people.
Yeah. Roll an insight check for me, Anna.
Sure.
Ooh.
He's not real.
Surprise! He's a baddie.
24.
All right. As you kind of take a minute and you're like chatting, makes eye contact, you both pick up on a subtle vibe that maybe you think he is also looking like he might be, a little interested in you, more so than just a unique traveler, but maybe a bit of flirtatious interest there. But not like making it overt, just like kind of subtle. But you also get the sense the more you talk. So he obviously is a Fey-like creature, but you do not think he has ever actually been to or is from the Feywild, like maybe some of his ancestry or parents, but he very much sounds like he has spent his whole life, as you talk, in Wildmount. And in this part, he doesn't seem to have, and he's had a very military-focused life for most of it. So if you try and like talk about like where you're from and stuff, he doesn't seem to be able to. Like, he's very interested, he's very fascinated, but he can't really relate.
Okay, I'll remember that. Especially if like there's time later, like around dinner. If if we're gonna be gathering around the bonfire or something, I'll sit with him and chit chat.
I'm gonna see if I can find Miri.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
You tend to kind of harm yourself a lot, right? When you're doing some of your freaky... I see you kind of, when you try to do some shit when we're fighting, I see you kind of like... I don't understand it, but you seem to kind of... The occasional drop of blood in order to become a little more powerful, right? Am I
it's
the right
more
ballpark
of
here?
just the, the Moonweaver is just a bit more powerful than I am, so it can be a bit overwhelming at times, taken on temporarily. Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, and I'll hand her the potion that I bought.
Aww.
Thank you.
No problem.
Dutch is great with words. Or Fury's great with words.
Just
You're into self-harm, right?
Says it how it. No, well, says it how it is, man. He fucking sees her fucking like cast some shit and there's like a drop of blood coming out of her nose or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
But aren't you both tieflings? Like,
it's not a
wouldn't you
tiefling thing,
use
it's her blood hunter class thing
Yeah,
that he's
it's
commenting
class.
on.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad
And
that
I'll
went
just
well.
take a seat by the fire and chill.
Yeah.
I'm only seeing potion of healing greater and then up from there. I'm not
That's irritating
a
because it's just a
regular
regular
no.
one.
potion of
Yeah.
Should
healing.
be.
Maybe if I search for it.
Yeah, it's a pretty base D&D item, you'd think. I don't think it needs to do
Yeah.
anything
No, it's
special for
there.
it to be there.
It's a common item, so just black text.
Yeah, it's what the heck? Huh.
Oh
Well, I'll
well,
find it.
guess it has to
Yeah,
be
it
a
wasn't
greater
that.
healing potion.
No.
I guess we'll
No.
Ugh,
That's
such
so
an
weird.
No, if,
Well,
if you
oh,
go to
if I
manage
take
inventory.
off potion for some reason,
And just search
Oh,
healing.
really?
it yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, it's still tagged
That's
as
weird.
potion, but it's also tagged as gear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
That's weird.
Good old
but
East
anyway.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yup.
I do have one more thing before.
Yeah, of course, of course. Oh, this is your time to explore, chat, do whatever.
You say the people who look like they were dressed like the dead people
Yes.
are they're sitting around the
Oh.
fire.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm
They
gonna
seem to
go
be
up.
like cleaning and sharpening weapons.
I'm gonna approach them.
All right. If you would
Hi.
like to know what they look like, this is what we got. Oh, they are. I'm zoomed
Ooh,
too far
pretty.
in.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
These are the
hello.
twins.
Oh. My God.
So yeah, they
Yeah, right?
as you
That's
sit
unfair.
next to them, they kind of give you like a sup nod, but they
Well,
don't
like,
necessarily like engage you in conversation unless you're gonna do it first. And they're just chatting amongst each other. It sounds like they're talking about just a recent fight.
Yeah. Hi. My name's
Oh.
Cole.
Oh,
Hi.
oh, hi. Sorry, we tend to get a bit, just absorbed. This is the woman speaking. She introduces herself my name's Tyvak. This is my brother Mogra. To gestures to the guy sitting next to her. And Tyvak has a battle axe, and Mogra has a spear as like their weapons that they were polishing.
It looks like you've been having an adventure lately. Maybe,
You could say that. They look
maybe
at each
down the
other.
like down the road just a bit. Like a big four-armed ape thing, right?
Oh yeah, that was us. And they give each other like a high five. And then they have a minute of looking awkward, like realizing, oh, but a lot of people died. Oh, maybe we shouldn't be high fiving. And they have like that self-aware, like, oh, I mean, and then they kind of get a more morose expression, look back at you and go,
It's okay.
yeah, there was a small band of us. See, we're from a clan known as Clan Wastewalker, and
Yeah.
we were a few of us kind of left the group for a personal mission. And yeah, I guess you saw the aftermath of that mission. We lost some good people, but we succeeded. We caught our prey, our quarry, and where we come from, kind of dying in battle is one of the most respected ways to go. So I know this probably to an outsider looks very insensitive, but
No, every people have their ways, and that's great. That's what makes the world awesome. Listen, I found this there, and I pull out the dagger with the name that was carved into it.
yep.
And
As
especially you just said Wastewalker, and it says. So I thought I would return it in case it was something like sentimental.
you hold it out, and Tyvak, the woman, takes the dagger, and tries to maintain like a even expression, but you do see like some emotion cross her face, and her eyes water a bit. And her brother just kind of puts a hand on her shoulder, and turns to you and says, "Oh, wow, thank you. I can't believe we missed that. That belonged to our dad, Kirchali Wastewalker. Yep, that was his. Kind of the reason we were out there in the first place." And she does the quick like double blink and the wave it off, no emotion, gesture, and continues where her brother left off. Yeah, that creature you saw, I don't know if it's called a different name elsewhere, but to us it's called an Udak. And that creature slew our father, so it was kind of a retribution, vengeance, justice, whatever you want to call it, mission. And yeah, we succeeded, but I can't believe we didn't think to look for this. Wow. Looks like she kind of almost like wants to hug you, but there's like that like second guesses herself and gets kind of weird, and then looks at her battle axe and says, I feel like I want to do something, but gifts aren't really a thing where we're from, and I want to thank you, but how about a trade? Because this battle axe is a pretty, it's a bit more accurate than your average battle axe, and it's done me very well in the past, and I feel like I want to just do something to repay you, because this has more, that dagger has more value than you could probably even really imagine. Sentimental value, of course.
That isn't really necessary, I say, while I cast Detect Magic.
This will kind of spoil it, but I'll ask Dutch other DM question. Weapons that are just like +1, +2, like just those kind of weapons, is that a magical thing that makes them like that? Yeah. It's not just they're like maybe okay.
It's technically enchanted.
Okay, so you do detect enchantment, like a mild enchantment on the axe, and as you do, you also detect it on the dagger at the same time.
Yeah, I figured. It's really not necessary. If you insist, then I'll accept graciously, but it's...
Please, if not, if you don't want, I mean, you look like a strapping guy, looks at the big hammer. Like, you look like you could wield it, but if not, maybe one of your friends. We clocked you came in with a group. Maybe one of them would like it.
Maybe.
Help keep you safe. The least we can do.
Is it like a great axe, like a big two-handed?
It is a battle axe.
Oh, so it's like a one-handed.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, wait.
It is a +1 battle axe.
Well, if you insist, then I'll accept it graciously. I just wanted to... The knife looked really nice, but then I saw the name on it, and I thought, if I ever had a chance to return it, I would.
Yep.
But I didn't think I would, but...
And then, as you're talking, and they tell you a little bit more about their clan Wastewalker, about their dad, who was a previous leader of the clan. For those who are fans of Critical Roles, this game is set in the universe, think very much like Grog's old clan, but nowhere near as malicious or as like abusive towards some of their members. Like a much, like, still a very, like, strength is highly valued, battle prowess is highly valued, but there is also, like, you have value even if you're not great at that kind of thing. And they don't settle in one place. They talk about their nomadic lifestyle. And while they're telling you about their dad and the clan, make a history check for me, Cole.
Natural 20 plus 4,
Ooh.
24.
Yo.
The more they talk about their last name, you also remember, you're like, wait a minute, you have met someone else with that last name. During the festival and your friendly competition with the rivals, you remember that kind of scrawny looking, but tall and kind of jovial human in that party. He said his last name was Wastewalker.
Shit.
I remember his first name.
Irvin.
Well,
Irvan. Irvin. Irvan. Hold on. There's a name pronunciation guide.
Irvan. It's gotta be Irvin.
Irvin. Yeah, Irvin.
Does the name Irvin sound familiar?
As you say it, they go, oh yeah, that scrawny guy. And they kind of like laugh to themselves and be like, yeah, he kind of left ages ago. He was a part of the clan, but like, he's gotta be dead. There's no way. He's still, I mean.
Oh my God.
Don't get me wrong, he was a nice guy and all. Like, I'm not wishing ill, but it's like, there's generally, as you can tell, because you take a minute to look at them, both of them have the builds like they could crush a watermelon with their thighs kind of build, and they look like they are like all their like pelts and furs are like straining against their bulk, like,
They're
and you're
extremely
hearing about their
beautiful.
tribe. You now get the sense that Irvin's stature is very much the exception and very unlike anyone else that would have been a part of this clan. And it's like, I just can't see. I mean, you've been out here in the wastes for a few days, right? It's not a forgiving or relaxing place.
Well, I met him, and I didn't put the last name together till just now, but I met him in Jigao.
No shit. How long ago?
Yada yada.
About a
However
week
long.
ago.
About
Like
a week ago.
Yeah, a week.
Yeah, it's been about a week. There was a
Oh,
festival.
damn.
And
I'll have to go back and tell the rest of the clan that when we find them again. And then, as Tyvac says that, Mogre goes, "Oh, you owe me 10 gold." And she's like, "Damn it!" And like, or sorry, 10 silver, and like flicks him 10 silver because it seems like they had a bet on how long he would last out in the wilds alone.
That's so fucked up.
Messed up. It is.
I love these people so much.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry if I interrupted your night and I didn't.
No, we're
upset you or
just here till
anything.
morning. We're kind of here again to rest. You saw the situation that happened,
Yeah,
recover, and then we gotta. In the morning, we're gonna take off. We just start tracking down our clan because again, they don't stay in one place too long. So back out to the waste we go. Look for hints. Look for tracks. See if we can find them again.
Which way you heading?
Probably gonna head south first because I don't think they'd head. I mean, east has some of the bigger cities, Bazzoxan, Rossana, but it's not really our vibe.
Yeah.
So they're probably either east or south. We're gonna just take a guess. South it is.
Okay. Well, good luck. And I'm glad I ran
Tyvac
into
holds
you.
out her hand again to shake you, to thank you again for the dagger and returning it.
Yeah. Yeah, I shake it.
Anyone else? Anything you'd like to do? Anyone you want to interact with, or anything on your agenda?
What do you-
It's
what do you wanna do?
Sorry, words.
Listen, Tyvek.
As soon as
Not
Cole
busy today.
left Neri's side, she just started strumming her lute by the fire, but that's it. Nothing significant.
A lot of the other
I'll be
travelers there
playing-
seem to be very much enjoying the music because it doesn't happen very often.
I'll be playing with Fred, as always.
The buddy.
Yep. As you are playing with Fred, which part of the grove would you be doing that in? Like, are you just by the fire with
Maybe-
everyone else, or are you?
Yeah. I'll just be sitting by the fire playing with
All
Fred,
right.
kind of feeding him bits.
As you do, the two Dryad sisters come over, and they also
Ooh.
see the wind. They're like, who is this little guy? And they come over and immediately just want to start playing with Fred, and like they're immediately drawn to the animal. You can now see what they look like. Can we see an OBS too? Yes, beautiful. Where are their names? I wrote them down. I know their names. There we go. So the green, the more leafy looking plant-like dryad introduces herself as Lanada, and her blue, more watery looking sister is Robur. Robur.
Yeah, so this is Fred. He's a weasel, but he's kind of special because he's actually magical. I guess you kind of figure that out since you seem quite special as well, right? Am I right?
Oh, we are the caretakers of this grove. We've been here for a few hundred years, and they're talking to you and they're engaged, but they're also just not. They don't stop. They don't look at you. They're just playing with the weasel, and he's loving it. He's loving the attention. Lanada kind of waves her hand and conjures some like berries out of nowhere and starts feeding them to Fred, and he appears to love them. They look delicious. And
Wow.
and then her sister Robur is like, your friends, you just arrived, yes?
Yeah. We just arrived. We've been traveling for like a week now. We came from Bazzoxan, or no, we're going to Bazzoxan. We came from Jigao. Yeah,
That's
we
nice.
I've been here before. It's quite nice here. Yeah, it's a pretty good
Oh,
place. Yeah.
actually, I think I remember you. And then Lanata takes a minute to look away from Fred and look at you and goes, oh, yeah. But last time you were here, you seemed to have different friends. You made new friends.
Yeah. I make lots of friends. I make friends quite easily, and yeah,
I can
these
tell.
are these are.
She meant that sincerely. She is not being condescending when she said that.
She's not throwing shade.
She's not throwing shade. She means it.
Yeah, no, like for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
It's a shame we didn't really get to talk last time, but I love it here. It's you take very good care of this place. Yeah.
Last time, I think we were a bit more withdrawn. We tend to only really show ourselves when it gets kind of crowded, just to make sure that no one's abusing the protection and the sanctity of this place. It's a bit crowded right now, considering, so we're just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, it's quite a few people, and there's a big tortoise that's really cool. We actually rode baby tortoises in Jigao as well. It was part of the festival that we were at, and yeah, it was
And you
great.
say baby tortoise, Lenata just and does like that with her hands in the face. You can tell she's just obsessed with all the animals of the world, no matter what. And it's like, oh well, this one's definitely not a baby. His name is Yuyo.
Yuya, oh, that's cool. That's nice. Neri, did you hear that? Did you talked to him, right?
I didn't get to speak to him, but I did spend some time with him. It was very sweet.
Yeah, they've been here for a few days. I think they're working on their repairs and they don't want to leave until they're done, which is fair. The world's not very kind to their race.
Mm.
Do you mind if I
can
ask
relate.
you a quick question?
Which one are you directing that to?
Whichever one looks up at me.
They both answer, of course, at the same time, in unison, and look at you.
All right, or both of you. Did anyone, did another group happen to pass through this place in recent days? Similar, like various amounts of types of people, kind of like us, like a group of mix and mash of different races and capabilities.
One of them is blue.
As you say that, before they looked very like, you're gonna have to narrow it down, and then she says one of them's blue, Rober kind of perks her eyes and says, oh, yes, I remember the one, she looked kind of like me. I thought it was lovely. And Lanata says, yeah, there was a group, something like that, of 5 or so individuals, mixture of attire, mixture of race, very
big,
yes,
older?
yes, yeah. They left. They actually were here this morning. We tried to convince them to stay for the corundal stew tonight because it's very good, and he doesn't make it very often. It's not often you can find untainted mastodon meat, but. They said they had pressing business, so they left a few hours ago. You could maybe catch them if you left now. Are you looking for them?
Just curious.
Did they mention what kind of business they were on as well, or?
They might have. There's a lot of people that come through here. And time blends together when you're as old as we are. I know they said they were headed towards Bazozan. And they asked us about a name, but it wasn't a name we remember. But then again, I don't remember any of their names, and they were just here.
Is it?
So
Wait. Hearing that.
Alex.
Alexian?
And that one. That's it.
I just look at the group.
Neri
Isn't
is
that
smitten with the
Isn't
blue
that
one.
interesting?
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that's
It is very interesting.
It's not really a coincidence, is it?
Coincidence doesn't really exist, it would seem.
Nope.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Thank you. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. Just if you need to take anything from the grove that is not offered, just please check with us first.
We will, thank you.
I think we'll be alright. Thank you very much for the offer, though. Appreciate it.
All right. Is there
And
anything
if you
else you'd like to
wanna-
do before dinner time?
If you want to keep playing with Fred, he loves to play. So yeah, you can keep playing with him. He really likes it. Yeah, you want?
And again, Lanada the Green One's like, excellent, and Lori just picks him up and wanders away and just takes Fred and is like gone.
I want him back though at some point.
Her sister's like, don't worry, I'll make sure she brings him back before you leave.
Thank you.
See, there's lots of plant life here, but not a lot of animals because, again, there's limited resources, and the environment around is very unforgiving. A lot of the wildlife that make their home in the surrounding territory would not be at home at the Emerald Loop.
I see. But side note, exactly when you said there's not a lot of animal life here, in my music I heard an owl.
We get some. There's like, in fact, this might be some of the most
Owls
we've
live
had
in
at
the
one
desert.
time because we have Yu-Yo and Fred, and then Rice Pudding over there.
Right?
Is
Right?
that the owl's name?
No, she gestures at the panther with the teeth when she says Rice Pudding.
Baby.
So who's he with then?
Oh, with that person over there, and points at a red tiefling sat next to them.
Why don't
Nice.
you go make friends, Fury?
Nudge, nudge,
Yeah.
wink, wink.
Mosey on towards Tiefling Man with his
All right.
pet baby.
This is red tiefling man in question.
I
God,
love
this thing
his
is
horns.
so small. Hold on, I gotta zoom and then move, and there we go.
I
That'll
love
work.
how the horns look on this image, dude.
I did not make. I borrowed. But yeah, I think it's very much the horns were kind of added in a different,
Yeah.
style and put on.
Yeah.
But this is
It's like 2 stickers. Just...
yeah. And so what you see, a red tiefling with short black hair, 2 red horns coming out of the forehead, but one seems broken, and short of their right horn is broken off at the top. Very, very pronounced cheekbones and light gray eyes.
Why is everyone so hot?
Why is everyone so hard in this game?
The creatures
fair.
aren't that you fought.
That's true. They're
a matter of
literally
opinion.
stinky.
Yeah,
Ends of the
and
spectrum.
so
Just
the creature is basically kind of like curled up in like large cats, like tigers, lions, like pose like it's kind of half asleep, and this tiefling is sitting on the ground with their back leaning against the creature, and just seems to be writing in a book, like in a journal. So they're clearly close, clearly friends. Like they clearly, that seems to be the tiefling's beast or pet, if you will.
Yeah, I'll just kind of walk up and good afternoon.
Looks up and sees 2 other tieflings and looks surprised and says, oh, well, this is exciting. Hello, and introduces themselves in Infernal, and introduces themselves as Justice.
Justice. Ooh.
And then does it in
myself
common,
back.
yeah, and then in common to the rest of the group, introduces himself as well.
I'll introduce myself in Infernal as Fury.
And as you get close,
Neri
the
doesn't
beast
translate.
the beast picks up his head and looks at you and just starts a low, like rumbly growl, like protective, and then he just pats the beast, and the beast then stops and goes back to bed. Like, okay, never mind, it's fine. And says, "This is my moorbounder here. This is Rice Pudding." Pats him again.
Rice pudding.
Named after my favorite
Rice
food.
pudding?
Does
Rice pudding.
is rice pudding okay with being pet?
I would maybe wait till they've been fed first. Then they might, like, when they're eating is your best bet, shockingly. Because normally, lots of animals, it's a big no-no. But with rice pudding, it's like their mouth gets distracted and then they can't bite you, and they're more worried about food.
I would love to be able to interact with a little bit.
Yeah, maybe
I've
later,
never seen
around
a
dinner
creature
time.
like him before.
Oh, you never seen a moorbounder? You're not from here, probably, right?
No. I'm more from kind of everywhere, mostly Taldore, a little bit Imam.
Oh, wow. What the frig you doing here?
Well, I was trying to get a job at the Lavish Chateau, and I met
Fancy.
Fury and Cole here, and just kind of went from there. Ran into these two lovely people in Jigao, and we've sort of been friends ever since.
Interesting. Are the rest of you also all then not from here?
I'm from here, kind of not exactly here. Like I didn't grow up in this grove, but you know, I'm in this area. And
so yeah, then
yeah.
Orion, you also then you've seen a Moorbounder before, so you knew what this was, and
Yeah.
you know that they've developed a very like loyal and fierce bond and become almost like, you know, house pets to the point they're bonded with, but they retain their very predatorial, very defensive, like as likely to eat you as they are to allow you nearby to people that aren't their bonded person. So you've been keeping your, not like, you know, afraid keeping your distance, but you've made sure to keep a healthy 5 feet minimum between you and Rice Pudding at all times.
So haven't seen a fellow tiefling on the road so far. So what brings you to these parts? Don't mind me asking.
Oh, probably similar story to some of you, I would guess, but I'm a freelance scout for caravans. Since with Rice Pudding here, knowing the area, I can move quickly and use their heightened, you know, their senses and their ability to ward off some of the more basic creatures and predators here, and I just kind of check the routes ahead for traveling caravans or traveling groups to make sure there aren't any threats that they can't deal with, you know. I just finished, though. I just escorted a caravan to Bazazan, and there was no one there looking for work, so now I'm kind of headed back. I'm headed towards Asarius, see if I can pick up some more work. Maybe just visit that's where I got Rice Pudding here. It's always nice to go see the other Moorbounders, see what's up. Plus, the person I bought her from, Zorth, really likes to, you know, check in with their Moorbounders when they can, make sure you're treating them right. Funny guy.
Appreciate that in an animal owner.
Do I know that person that he mentioned?
You know that they're just one of the main vendors of Moorbounders. Like they would be like a rancher, or like someone that sells like beasts of burden and livestock, and they're one of the main ones that deal with Moorbounders and more exotic animals. For anyone, and out of character, if you've watched Critical Role Campaign 2, you will remember Zorth. Mm-hmm. You will remember Zorth. Zorth also, much like Henrik Steedcastle, I believe is missing a limb. Or missing 2 limbs. Because Zorth has no arms, and Zorth uses their feet and their toes as very dexterous to like pick up things and use things and stuff. Zorth was fascinating.
Probably got chomped by a couple Moorbounders.
Yep, Zorth had their arms eaten by some Moorbounders. And yet still works with them.
Neri's just fascinated by Rice Pudding and like excited to see another tiefling, but you know.
Yeah, so I guess as you are sitting by the bonfire and talking to Justice and Rice Pudding, more and more of the travelers kind of gather and sit around as the hours pass. It's getting closer to dinner time, and that drow who was making the stew, whose name is I think it's Gaia, Gaeya, finally says, like, it's ready, and calls out, and everyone gathers, including the goblins, the little goblin family. And as they walk up, so there is two male goblins that are the parents of the 2 kids, and then there's, like, an auntie. So we have 2 dads, aunt, and then 2 kids, and the goblins. And they don't look nervous for the travelers here, but they are very much keeping to themselves. They seem to be. Mm-hmm. Especially the kids. The little girl especially looks very nervous.
Do I notice that they're like nervous, as in like just not really in? Like, do I notice that they're trying to kind of just like keep to themselves and aren't really?
Yeah. Again, not so much in a rude way, almost more in a habitual way. Like they don't even consciously do it. They're just used to keeping to themselves kind of thing.
Is Fred still with the Dryads at this point?
When it's dinner time, the Dryads come back and they bring Fred back because they're also going to have some of the food. So I'm assuming, unless otherwise anyone, because if you don't want this, it's rations. But I'm assuming everyone would like to try the
Oh yeah.
the
yeah.
mastodon
Are you
rice
kidding?
bowl. Yeah,
Oh,
Cole
yeah.
is literally first in line,
Sounds good.
and Gaia serves you first because they know that they can see the enthusiasm on Cole's face.
I ask for 2 bowls.
They will happily give you 2 bowls.
Perfect. As I'm walking
Fury.
back away from getting that, I walk past Tyvek and hand her the second bowl.
Oh.
As you do, Tyvek's like, "Oh, thanks," and then her brother Mogra just gives her that like that I don't know, like gives her the look, gives her the I know what's up look, and Mogra kind of makes room for Cole to sit next to her if you would like.
Oh.
Oh, go in, lad. Fury is going
Attaboy.
to see if the goblin family would mind him joining them for food.
As you do, again, the youngest, the daughter, will kind of go hide behind one of the edge behind one of the dads, and the kid thing where she's kind of like one eye looking out and just like eating but looking at you all shy, and the rest of them they just kind of like, again, the nod of recognition that you're there, and they keep eating. They don't move away from you, but they don't make any effort to engage with you.
Neri would like to join Fury in that as well, because she knows a bit of what that's like.
Yeah, I mean, Fury knows what it's like to kind of be,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just try and strike some conversation. What's your story? How did you manage to
How's the
find,
weather?
Hopefully they speak common as well as
yeah,
Goblin.
like, do you understand common? That's probably the first thing I'll ask.
Yeah, one of the dads goes, yes, we speak common.
I love them.
So, I have to ask, what's the deal with that giant tortoise? Don't mind me asking.
Does it have a name?
His name is Yuyo. Spelled Y-U-Y-O.
Oh.
Oh,
Love the
well, that's the name he gave himself one time when we finally asked. His other name, like the name that we gave him, was Kinespaji, and that's a word in Goblin, and that I believe, yeah, it's named after, that's the Goblin word for a vegetable that is also grown in Shorehas.
They named him after a vegetable.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute. So you're able to speak with him then?
Not directly. We had the Dryads help us a little bit. We occasionally find people that can do that. We're more of not with the magics.
Okay, well, if before you leave, if I don't know which direction you're, but I would be able to sort of translate for you if you need it.
Okay.
I think we're leaving in the morning, so.
I think most of us are leaving in the morning.
Mhm.
And as you're talking, the little girl's peeking out more. And the one dad's like, "It's okay, Chespa, they seem nice." And they introduce themselves. So the one dad is named Drazagor. The other dad is named Kelbadern. And it's very much just to be good, it's very much gay dads. They're not just like brothers or anything. They're very much gay goblin dads.
We stand.
Yeah.
And then they Kelbadern introduces the other adult as his sister, who the kids call Auntie Joller. And she says, she speaks up and says she has a little bit of magic and a little bit of nature magic, but it comes and goes. So that's the other time to be able to talk with Yuyo is through her. And
what are
then
you,
the little kids, the older, the boy is 5 and his name is Gothby, and the little girl is 3 and her name is Chespa.
Oh,
Cute.
baby.
Cute. So, where are you headed, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we were thinking of maybe going to, there's some more woods down south that have a very interesting reputation. We're kind of, it's kind of a hard time to be a goblin right now because most goblins aren't very nice. But there
Aw.
is one goblin who seems to be helping a reputation. We heard that there was a goblin named Not who seemed to do some good things, and maybe it's the start of something, you know?
My heart. Neri has no idea who that is, but Ysera is so happy.
No one's heard of her for a while though. No one's really seen her.
Would I have heard
Alright,
of her
well-
since I'm from around this area?
You would, because you heard because again the war, for context, there was very until very recently a war going on between the Kreen dynasty, which are the people of this side of Wildmount. The Kreen dynasty is made up of a lot of the more, for lack of a better word, monstrous races, or races that are less human and often negatively perceived because of it. So like Drow, Bugbear, Hobgoblin, Goblin, etc., Orcish. And then the Dwendalian Empire are like human, elf, like a lot of the more traditionally viewed in a positive way races. So that war very recently ended, and there is talk that a large part of that was to a group of adventurers, and that called themselves the Mighty Nine, to those in the know. And so they're referencing someone that, again, there was rumors of a goblin in that group, but then later everyone's like, oh no, there's a halfling in the group. There isn't a goblin. I don't know what you're talking about. So there's some confusion, some clarity on whether this goblin actually existed.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah, she's kind of famous around this part. Yeah. Their group did some good work for this whole area. Really, yeah.
So we'll generally keep to ourselves just because, you know, not most people prefer it that way, because if you're approached by goblins en masse, it's not usually for a good reason.
Yeah. The people I grew up with weren't very receptive, should we say. My heritage, I was adopted by a couple halflings, and we did a lot of traveling, mostly Taldore. So, you know, how that side of the world tends to be toward goblins. Imagine, you know, tieflings as well.
Mm-hmm. For a while,
thriving from a religious city.
For a while, we actually got some work with the Aurora Watch, but that's because they were desperate. There was a war. The war's over now, so they don't really need us anymore.
It's too bad. I'm sorry.
It's probably for the best. You know, it was... Wars aren't great. I don't know
No,
if you
of
know.
course.
Well, you don't need them anyway. You're probably better off going where you're going.
So yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna Google it for a minute. I'm trying to remember the name of the woods they mentioned they're going to next. Because I looked it up before session, and now I can see the map. The trees are red. It's a really funky kind of forest. It's not the Savalier Wood, because that's to the north. It's to the south. What is it? I'm gonna look it up because it's bothering me.
The redwood.
You would think that's too simple. Can I look at the picture, please? Hello? I click it,
I'll allow it.
and it's
yeah.
like, no. Ooh,
Ooh,
son of a bitch.
wow.
God, I can't zoom in. Whatever. I'll look it up later and tell you.
Yo, is it the Vermaloc Wildwood?
That one!
There you go.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
That's it, right there. So yeah, that's where they're headed. And if you want to continue talking to them, Goblin voice is done, because my voice can do so much of it.
Strike some
But
conversation showing that we're nice and.
I approached the goblins. Yeah, just kidding.
Don't want to.
you can keep talking, like, if you want to keep, like, specific conversation. I'm just saying if I use my normal voice, it's still the Goblin voice. It's just...
It was
My-
just
my-
have a
from
limit.
Fury's end. It was just a gesture of like Fury knows what it's like to kind of be shunned. by
Yeah.
them,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
exactly.
he just wanted to make sure that they didn't feel like
Yeah.
screwed or anything.
Because again, goblins are a race that is large. It's one of those where it's like they're very understanding of why people keep their distance from them, because they are the exception. A lot of their race has earned the reputation that they have. It is not like, you know, pure prejudice or anything. So they don't seem to ever take it too personally when people, you know, keep them at a distance. but they did appreciate, the conversation. And also, now Justice gives rice pudding some not the stew that you're eating, but just some Gaia left over some like mastodon jerky and like just like cured meat of the pure meat that went in there, and gives that to rice pudding, and the moorbounder is eating. So now is the time to try and pet the moorbounder if you want to, Neri.
Yeah.
The kitty.
Also, just throughout that conversation with the goblins, anytime the little girl would poke her head out from behind one of her dads, Neri would just use thaumaturgy to do just a little of air, just to like in her hair or something, just to like kind of play with her.
Oh.
But yeah, I do want to. Neri definitely wants to try to pet the moorbounder.
All right. The first time you do it, it doesn't really seem playful. It like jump scares her, and she goes back behind the dad. But then it, and then she kind of seems to understand what's going on, and that it's and then she kind of seems to like giggle when you do it and like it.
Okay.
But you definitely gave her a bit of a jump scare the first time. So if you want to pet rice pudding, make an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Be good to me, Dice. I don't want to
Be
lose
good,
a
kitty.
finger.
Good
You
kid.
could.
Okay. 21.
Okay, yeah. Rice pudding is happily distracted and content because they have a meal, so they're not, and that their owner, their person is there with them, and
Right.
the vibe of this place, they're not on alert right now, and they let you pet them while they eat their mastodon meat. And the rest of you, actually no, never mind, not yet. It's fine.
The closest to that Neri's ever pet is a baby bear, so she's just like, this is so cool.
Yep.
At all the animals. All
Yes. all of
So
them.
as everyone's like having dinner, sharing stories, people start sharing like whatever their craziest stories from the road were, like what some of the either the scariest things they faced or some of the like silliest things that happened. It's just kind of like that camaraderie of travelers sharing stories about traveling over dinner, kind of thing. And
Love it.
as you finish up dinner, the Acorn sisters mention that one of the tents up top is unoccupied, since you didn't come with a wagon, because a lot of other people have like some of those wagons circling the fire that they came with, and there's the tents up top, so there is a tent that you all can spend the night in, ready, set up, and good to go.
Sure.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
So then, is there any more conversing, either with each other or NPCs or exploring you want to do before you head to bed?
Nah, I'll probably, Fury will probably just sit his ass by the fire for as long as possible before he gets really super tired, because he's kind of just vibing, enjoying sitting by the fire, just kind of like looking up at the fucking sky and just kind of dazing away, just kind of daydreaming, sort of, just kind of enjoying the moment of calm.
Neri will quietly serenade you.
Oh, and there are, by the way, Aurora Watch soldiers as well, that as it gets dark, they do seem to take up, at the entrances to the grove, some guard positions. It seems like there is a rotating presence, like some of them are stationed. This is like the cushy job. Like, if you get the Emerald Loops station in your Aurora Watch, you're like, fuck yes. Lucked out. You get the nice, relaxing, fun, easy job. But they're still there to help protect some of the travelers, so there is some military presence at night.
For sure.
As well.
And then
I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang out by the bonfire.
Yeah.
I stay up and talk to Tyvek as long as.
Ah!
Yeah.
Roll a charisma check for me, Cole.
I swear to God, it's a natural 20. I'm not.
Oh, he's getting invited to the
Okay.
table. Let's go.
Yeah. So while you're chatting and like it's going really well, you're hitting. It seems like you had a very good in with the like returning of the dagger, because that was like you did a very big service to them, the favor, and also you're very different from a lot of the people that are in her clan. Like a lot of the very full of themselves, kind of like a lot of that like confidence that very much strays into arrogance a lot of the time. And of course Cole is not necessarily the guy who walks in and has like the bravado and confidence in a room, and she's finding that really endearing, but also doesn't think you're a complete pushover, because she sees like you have a big ass warhammer on your back, like you've traveled here and you're not dead, and there's shit there, so she knows you're not, you know, like a complete pushover, and she finds this mix like really fascinating. And your conversation's going really well, and as they're going to bed, you see her brother Mogra kind of like give her a wing, do like the I'm real tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed a bit early tonight, and leaves. And then he comes over to you guys, and he comes over to Fury, clocking that Fury and Cole were like Fury's the closest to Cole. It's like it's kind of weird, but he, like, is it cool? I don't think he's gonna be sleeping in your tent tonight. Can I take his spot if that's okay?
Sure.
Feel free to say no. I can sleep under the stars. It's fine. I'm
Though.
just.
Is that the problem?
He looks at you. He looks at you. He looks you up and down. Is like, absolutely not. And then goes to your tent.
I love it.
So yeah, Tyvek definitely when she goes to bed, makes the offer like you are welcome to join her, Cole.
Let's
Look
go.
at
That's my
you.
storm, bro.
Yeah, like Cole's gonna say no. Yeah.
Please do not say no.
Cole's like, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
Mom.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yep. Well then, there you go. Roll for performance. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, it's so weird. It's another natural 20.
Oh, so weird.
That's
It's crazy.
crazy.
Nope.
Crazy.
No, whatever.
Disadvantage.
whatever-
Both 20s.
You can decide whatever happens in that tent, and that is yours to keep or share with the group or whatever. All good. So the next morning, you guys wake up. You feel very refreshed. And you especially.
He does.
And oh my
I don't know. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep.
You also all wake up with 5 temporary hit points from the food you ate last night, because it was fantastic. Oh my god, look at can you guys see my cat behind me fascinated by the moving light?
That's fucking out of some
Oh my
good
gosh.
berries in that, bitch.
She's like, what?
Just dive at it. Come on, dive at it.
I wish. Are you good, cat? Are you good? Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Is the
You
door?
ruined it. Later.
Hold on. She needs me to open the door for her. 1 sec. Do you need some?
Oh.
There you go. Bye bye. All right. On to day 8 of our journey. So now.
If I spot Cole in the morning, I just walk up to him and just give him, fucking dab him up.
The high five.
Like,
Well, first you see coming out of the tent, you see Tyvek coming out, very much stride of priding it to the fire for breakfast,
Oh, wow.
and looking very pleased with herself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then Cole will come out.
yeah, I dab him up.
Cole seems
man.
very relaxed and very sure of himself this morning.
This is the most
I'm
confident you've
sure.
ever seen Cole. This is the most
Yeah.
ever feeling good in his own skin that you've ever seen him.
Hell yeah.
All right. So you've marked your temporary hit points. You have those for 24 hours.
Let's go.
And you head out. It seems that most people, a lot of people here are very early risers because you didn't sleep in crazy late or anything. Like a little bit, partially because you are maybe allowing Cole, or maybe you got up and were waiting for Cole and Tyvek to make sure give them their time. But other than Tyvek and Mogra, Justice and Rice Pudding have left. A bunch of the other travelers have left, and you see the tortoise is lumbering away as you get up with the goblins on his back going. A lot of people seem to have left pretty early. Get an early start.
I put the armor on and make sure my shield is nice and shiny.
Nice and shiny. Alright.
Say,
So
say
then
goodbye
out
to,
you head.
Homie in the tent with me, I guess.
Yeah.
Forget his name.
Mogra.
Doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
The brother.
He's like, I would, give you our place of residence, but we kind of don't have one. So I see you when I see you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just making myself a note really quick.
It's a great song.
Okay.
Cole has proficiency in.
My dog is snoring.
So as you all pack up your belongings, ready to hit the road, as you're leaving, the centaur, Henrik, is like, last call before you guys hit the road. If there's anything you need to stock up on.
No, we got anything.
All right, safe travels.
You too. Or if you stay here, then have a good day. I'm suck at
Have
this.
a
Sorry.
good day.
Be safe while you're here.
Just be
Are
safe,
the
alright?
dryads? The
Jesus.
dryads are still here too, right? Like,
You do
this is
not
where they
see
reside?
them. It is where they reside. They live here, but they seem to be hidden amongst the trees right now. You do not see them this morning. But they never leave. Like, they stay here because they are the guardians of this whole place. So.
Hi, guardians of this whole place.
Does Fred react? Does Fred go say goodbye?
Oh.
Yeah,
He looks around for them and doesn't see them
Aw.
as you're leaving. Just looks to see if
He
he
makes
gets extra
weasel
pets.
noises.
Yeah. He like chitters and whatnot. All right. So the last person to roll a dice for me.
Oh, God.
Ismira, can you roll a d6 for me, please?
Shaking it up. A 1.
We don't know what the number means. Could
I
be
know.
good.
All right.
Last time we had to fight those war.
Ogre and Tyvek.
Yeah, but that
turned
was
into
also a
I'm trying to
giant.
remember what I did. Okay. So as you set off and travel, you have a pretty uneventful day. You get the sense that this like the peace and the energy like radiating from the grove seems to extend. There's almost like a no man's land radius where a lot of the nastier creatures of these wastes don't get too close. It may be latent magic. It may be magic from Melora or the Acorn Sisters. It might just be that there's more concentration of like humanoids and like enemies there that could defeat the creatures, so they stay away. But your day goes by pretty uneventful, and as the night comes and you're just thinking about making camp, and like so it's like twilight dusk kind of time, you see a wisp of smoke just up ahead. So it seems like there's a campfire and some people up ahead making it, and you hear faint voices having just like casual conversation.
Wanna go check that out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go.
So the closer you get, you see a somewhat familiar sight. Whereas before you encountered a patrol of Aurora Watch soldiers, but they were mid-combat, and you helped them fend off a rather foul-smelling creature. This is a similar cohort of 6 soldiers, a mixture of orc, drow, humans. And they have made camp just off the road. They seem to be in pretty good spirits, so they also probably had a nice chill day. Don't look stressed or battle-worn or anything. And as they see you, they wave at you, and welcome you to join their fire if you'd like. Say, hey friends, safety in numbers, right? Go, you.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure,
Sounds good to
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're making their food doesn't smell as good as the food from the Grove the other day. Like, it's definitely not as exciting or tantalizing, but they're making a bit more of a basic, still better than rations, but just like a basic kind of soup. And there's some crusty bread that they're passing around, like a root vegetable soup of some kind,
You guys
over
have a
the
good day?
fire.
Yeah, how was your day?
Oh, it's great. We had the easy job today. Anytime we get to patrol around the Emerald Loop is always a sigh of relief.
Oh, that was you.
Oh yeah, we just
we just
traded.
spent the night
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah, that's why we recognized you guys. Waved you up.
Oh,
So
very
obviously,
cool.
I mean, it'd be pretty silly if we just let anyone we passed on the road just like invited them on over, because who knows? You know, you could be.
That's
There's
true.
some sketchy characters out here.
Yeah.
You could say that again.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some good ones too, though.
You have anyone specific in
Paul
mind?
is beaming right
Paul?
now.
Yep,
He's glowing.
beaming. He's been
So
striding,
you're on
riding
your
it all
way-
day.
You on your way to
Bazazan?
that one?
Actually, we're on patrol duty between the city. We're gonna go about halfway, and then back. We're kind of doing the back and forth for a week, and then we get to go back home. So if you're headed that way, we can walk with you for part of the way tomorrow, but we can't. We're not going all
Sure.
the way.
You have any just like advice for us? We've heard that that area isn't particularly nice, so if any
A lot of us
information-
haven't been to Bazazan before either.
Exactly.
When you get
Mhm.
there, maybe, because again, lots of shady characters. It's a good idea to maybe introduce yourself or very quickly make your presence known to the task hand. He's the leader of the city, just to make sure you're not mistaken for a hostile force or intruders, or maybe you're disguised disguised yourself in some way. There's a fair amount of activity in the city right now. There's some like scholars there looking around and poking around the temple. There's the usual amount of just demonic activity, so it's kind of a hotbed right now. And then one of the other guys goes, all the more reason we're happy to be out here, am I right? And they high five, and they're like, yeah, fuck that.
Don't blame you. Where would we find this task hand when we get to Bazazan?
I mean, he's generally pretty busy, so I pretty much just ask around, and they'll direct you to wherever he is at the time. If it's the evening, and he's lucky, and there was no, incursions, then he's probably just going to be at the barracks. But usually he's stretched pretty thin. He's all over the place.
All right. Well, thank you for the advice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. You might be, kind of also very quickly drafted in to help if you look at all capable. So if you have business there, maybe try and, like, get to it real quick, or you'll be put to work some way.
Okay, that's equally good to know.
Neri will take out her lute once again, start playing.
They immediately start making requests. They're like, "Oh, do you know this?" And like, they start making requests for some of the more like raunchy bar songs and like pub songs.
Do you know Wonderball?
So anyway, here's Wonderball.
Freebird.
Do you?
Inflation Steenard.
Yeah. So yeah, they make some song requests. Do you oblige?
I imagine she would know some degree of just general tavern music, but I don't know how close it gets to like Jorhassian stuff.
Make a performance check.
She's very much Tal'Dorei centric right now.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be.
Can I try and help? Like just kind of like use my shield as like a drum or something and try and.
Yeah. So you can roll with advantage.
Help
you can roll with advantage because of Fury's assistance.
Okay, so first roll actually came out to a 16, so that's not terrible. Let's just see.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, first roll.
Okay. Yeah, it's great. Like at first they look a bit like they don't dislike it, but they're not super into it because it is a bit more like refined than a lot of the more very like rhythmic, very more about building of different like beats and speeds to the music, and a lot more of percussive sound to Jorhassian music compared to Tal'Dorian music. But then when Fury kind of assists and brings in that extra, like the bass almost with the shield to your more elegant of like, is it a lyre you're using?
A lute.
A lute, yeah. So once that like combination hits, they get real into it. And they're like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. And they kind of like, they're stomping, and then they start stomping their feet. Some of them start doing like, almost like, when people play like spoons, they start using their utensils from the stool. And what they're doing is very simple. But again, it's very much like this is the kind of music they like where anyone can join in. And they've basically all just added the bass rhythm or backing track, and you're adding the melody and the ornamentation and the fancier bit to the music. And you have a good time.
Nice.
And some of them, at first, when you're setting up, one of them's like, guys, should we, but like, well, what if it draws creatures? They're like, we're still a day's like trip within the Emerald Loop. Like we're probably good. And they don't seem too worried about the sound drawing predators or anything. They seem pretty chill with it.
Hell yeah.
Need to make another note.
Oh.
Okay.
Making notes.
So yeah, and you have a fun night, having some like musical karaoke times with the Aurora Watch. Seem in very good spirits.
Fucking we vibe.
Vibing. Absolutely vibing. Go to sleep. Long rest. So your temporary hit points are now gone. So you didn't need them. So we didn't get to use them for combat or anything, but it's all good.
You just felt extra great that
You did. You did.
It felt real good.
Back to the top. Bowdy, if you want to roll a d6 for me.
Yes. 5.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
So you get up and like you get up pretty early because the watch, like, you know, that very regimented schedule up at the crack of dawn. So you are awoken. They don't intentionally wake you up, but they do like just them like donning their armor and like getting their gear, the like metallic sounds of them getting ready and then packing up the tent and like rubbing out any remains of the fire, like scuffing over their feet so there's no remaining embers or coals. Not that there's much at risk of causing a fire, but there is some, you know, very dry, withered occasional plant life, and it would catch very easily if a spark did hit it. So you're woken up pretty early, like crack of dawn, but you still got a long rest, but there's definitely no sleeping in today. You get up and they travel with you for the beginning part of the day, and then they have to turn around because they hit the end of their station's like radius, and they wave bye, part ways, and they head back the way you came while you guys keep going.
When they turn around,
yes.
Neri's just gonna put on the Metal of the Horizon back, just to have it on, just in case.
Good remembering. You have those. All right. And as you travel on, say now about like maybe like 4 p.m.-ish, like late afternoon. Unless, is there any conversation that you would like to have amongst yourselves today, either with the Aurora Watch or after they left?
Nothing in particular that I can think of.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
Probably just chit-chatting.
All right. Then around 4 p.m.-ish, just to put like how long of the day you've been traveling. So still light out and everything, but it is in the later half of the day. Out of nowhere, your casual conversation gets interrupted by a wild yell and a shriek. And out of ahead, you kind of hear the yell, and you kind of think that voice sounds familiar. Like that kind of, I think we know this person, and you run up ahead, and you see a tiefling on the back of a moorbounder up ahead in the distance. Shit. And it is very much a tiefling, you know. It is the familiar red face of Justice on Rice Pudding. But Rice Pudding seems to be having a hard time. And then you see why very quickly. That there are 2 bristled moorbounders kind of encircling them, almost like predators or sharks do when they circle their prey before they're going to attack. And Justice is trying very hard to keep Rice Pudding under control. But Rice Pudding's kind of like almost rearing like a horse, but not quite, in a more cat-like way, but looking very panicked. And Justice is trying very hard to keep Rice Pudding under control and to escape. But these 2 bristled moorbounders are very much like, whenever he tries to steer Justice out of the way, they're cornering him. And looks like he's in a precarious situation. And
without thinking, I fucking dash towards it.
Yep. Yeah. In that case, we roll an initiative.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you guys
combat.
on here.
Hell yeah.
I have a slight thingy with the loading.
I rolled some Fury initiative there.
Hey, what the
fuck? Question for you guys. I have a hard cutoff in half an hour because of yet more family things. I think we could squeeze get this done, or what we could do is take your initiative, write it down, and then we start next session with this encounter. I'm just trying to think.
What if we start by rolling initiative again?
basically, I'll leave it up to, we can go, or there's a chance that we cut this off mid-combat, and I'll make sure to take a good note of where we left off, but I know a lot of people do not like mid-combat doing that. Yeah. And obviously, it's still only been like 3.5-ish or just under that, and I wanted to see as close as we get to 4, but I don't want to cut you guys off mid-combat if I have to go.
So if you think this combat will last longer than half an hour, then yeah, fuck it, we might as well just call it here then and pick this up.
Yeah.
We'll roll initiative.
It's gonna be next week, right?
It is next week. Exactly. We don't have to wait 2 months this time. Next week. All right. No idea. I think then we'll leave it here with next week, with you jumping in to save one of your newfound, if not friend, a newfound colleague, a potential ally. And yeah, so then we'll do that. So before we go, thanks everybody for hanging out. A few reminders before we go. Everybody here, is a streamer and streams their own individual content, be it gaming, be it chatting, be it tabletop, like lots of variety content here. So make sure to go give everyone some love and follow them on their own channels. Also, Dutch and myself run another campaign where we switch seats and Dutch takes the DM chair over a channel called Dungeon Select. And we're on our second campaign. A group's been playing together for many years. That's not the fucking... God, I know commands. I'm so bad. But yeah, highly recommend you come hang out with us there too. The channel you're shouting out does not exist. Hello? Do I even know the name of my own channel? What the frick? There we go.
There
Wow.
you go.
Having a moment,
Crazy.
fam. All right.
Yeah.
And
Quickly wanna
they're
just
playing
thank
tomorrow.
all the people that donated to our charity
Yep,
fundraiser.
I was
that we're
going there
running.
next. Yeah.
There you go. Sorry, I just figured I'd tack onto that.
Go for it, yeah.
We passed 400 pounds. It's
Woo!
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thanks to both James and somebody called Mortuary Demon.
I have a
whoever you
hunch.
are.
I know who it is, but if they didn't put their
Y'all
name, I'm not going to out
great.
them for their donation.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Y'all are great. Thank you very much.
we are at currently £407 and 69 pence. Reminder, at £500, all the incentives begin. This is a community fundraiser. It's not just us. There's a lot of other streamers from Level Select participating. And we have incentives every 100 from 500 to 3,000. So there's tons of really cool things you guys can earn, unlock, see. And at 500, if we get there, which we're less than £100 from, I have to play the mortuary assistant on this channel. And I'm a big baby with horror games, so it's going to be lots of screaming and crying, and it should be a good time. Hence the name of that one donation. So yeah, check it out. You can type !donate if you'd like. And we'll be back next week, this same time,
Yes.
noon Eastern Standard Time on this channel. I will put the VOD of this up on YouTube in a day or two. And next week, I, at the very least, will be dressing up for Halloween, because it'll be the day before Halloween, and I love Halloween and Halloween session. No one else here is obligated to dress up, but if anyone else wants to, you're more than welcome.
Just up.
If I feel like I'm in a funny mood, I'll put on the maid
Funny
outfit.
mood.
If not,
Yes.
Woo! And we'll start next week by trying to save a tiefling. It's a good time.
A new friend.
And your
Rice
friend.
pudding.
yeah.
And rice pudding. And his more
And the kitty.
And the
What a
kitty.
name.
Thanks, everybody. I will be back streaming personally on this channel on Monday, hopefully. But then we'll all be back here next Saturday for session 6,
Woohoo.
baby.
Yeah.
Make sure I got Allie's name right. Let's go say hi. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
See you later, gamers.
Bye.
Raid timer. Hurry up. I want to raid. All right. There we go. Let's do it.